The only difference is this week there wasn't a pleasant
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better.
Oh, don't forget about hot ovens or hot peppers.
Hot springs, hot chocolate,
Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
hot soup, hot air balloons, hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese. Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo.
Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy, up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
My name is Zach Herman. I'm the captain of the NC State Ice Pack, and I was born and raised in the Raleigh area. We are a self-funded program doing our best to represent our university and the local hockey community in Raleigh on a national level.
My name is Alex James, and I'm a senior assistant captain from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The group you're watching out on the ice is a family, and that family does its best to represent you and the rest of the NC State community as best we can each and every day. Some of my top memories from this program include playing in front of over 20,000 NC State fans at Carter Finley, playing in front of over 10,000 NC State fans at Lenovo Center every year, and getting to play in front of a packed house every Friday night at Invisalign Arena.
We welcome and appreciate all your support along the way. Go Pack.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman and Nick Perazzi with you as we close in on Puck Drop. We're going to take a look now at our Perazzi points. So I'll throw it over to my partner for our keys to the game.
Well, Chris, a bit of lore to the Perazzi points this week. Had to wait until about 10:45 for a ruling from the Supreme Court to come up with this week's Perazzi points. They're TikTok themed, of course. First one, what was he cooking? And that's going to be all about NC State taking bad penalties last night and also making sure you've got your head on a swivel. It's going to be a very physical game. Next, Renegade. The most famous thing that came from TikTok was the Renegade. And you wouldn't want to make both goalies move around. You wouldn't want to dance around a lot. It worked for NC State last week. It works for Liberty almost every single game. And then finally, keep it Rizzy. Both teams. Just set up teammates, keep that good chemistry, Riz up your teammate if you will.
Well said, partner. Well said. Good to have you back after over a month off. Well, they have announced or are announcing the starters as we speak. We'll take a look first and foremost at the Liberty Flames in town from Lynchburg, Virginia. They're going to start with the line of Eric Abate with Cooper Neal and Josh Harrell. The defensive pairing is McGuire Graham and Logan Johnson. And in the net, Christian Selke, the sophomore, who comes in with a 4-3 record at 2.09 goals against average and a .933 save percentage. For NC State, they're going to go with that top line of Zach Herman centering Jake Gifford and Daniel Prasma, with Andrew Thronson and Eric Dahlin partnering up on the blue line to start the game. And Isaac Toyer, the senior for NC State, will start in net, making his 13th appearance this season with a 10-2 record, a 3.13 goals against average, and a save percentage of 9.03.
One thing we didn't talk about in the pregame, Chris, especially since we had a cutter last stand up, Addison Lawrence last night. 40 shots, there's no official shot chart in the Liberty Arena last night. I haven't pulled some stats on NCHA, but from Ice Pack statisticians, we were told Addison Lawrence over 40 shots faced, saved all but 2 in regulation. Of course, the one in the shootout went to a 5-round shootout. So this Liberty team, again, they're going to try to draw a bunch of penalties from NC State, try to just dominate time of possession, dominate in terms of scoring opportunities, and just let it rip on goal. And tonight against Addison, Isaac Toyer, expect more of the same.
Absolutely. Well, you get a look there up close. It's Pink the Rink night. NC State in their special white jerseys with the pink trim and pink lettering on the front. And the Zeta Tau Alpha's Vice President of Philanthropy and Service, Zoe Perez, there to drop the ceremonial first puck. We're set for the national anthem now, so we'll throw it down to the ice and the public address announcer, Aaron Preston. Well, there's your national anthem, and we're about set to rock and roll here at Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman and Nick Perazzi with you as NC State and Liberty get set to square off for the second time in as many days. Last night up at LaHaye Ice Center, it was Liberty coming from behind. It was a 2-1 lead for NC State after period 1. They would fail to score the remainder of the game and fall in a shootout. Final count 3-2 in that one. But tonight, NC State back at home. They got in really, really early, right around 4 o'clock in the morning, so very, very short rest for this team.
But this team has only lost 1 game since they fell on their face at Truist Field in Charlotte, North Carolina against the South Carolina Gamecocks. They have lost 1 game. That was last night to the number 2 team in the Southeast region, the Liberty Flames. And for Liberty, the amount of great teams they've played, it primes them to play in a ruckus atmosphere just like this here in Invisalign Arena.
Well, plenty to play for both of these teams. Liberty right now in a top 2 position in the region means that they are right now have an automatic bid to nationals. For NC State, if they can jump up from 7 into that top 6 role, they will get a bye in regionals. So plenty to play for here late in the season as we get rocking and rolling in the navy blue. Liberty moves left to right in the first period. NC State moving right to left. The Flames going to pin it up against the near wall. Heavy hit along the boards by Prasma to knock it loose. Puck is out of the zone. NC State will take over. Gifford sweeps it through the middle, intended for Herman. That one hops off the board straight to Prasma, who has trouble with it. Spinning with it now, Herman sweeps it across to the far side. Back up top, Dahlin shot. Held on to by the glove of Christian Selke. Fast start to this one.
Yeah, very fast start. You want to note on Christian Selke, the man from Boca Raton, Florida. His stats of the year, 4-3 in the win-loss column, just 14 goals allowed, but a 209 goals against average, saving 930 for save percentage. He's been technically their best goalie in terms of advanced stats.
Off the draw, Liberty wins their second straight draw to start the game and clears the zone. Icepack able to control in neutral ice. Shot back in by Prasma. Set up behind the goal by Selke. Collected there by the defenseman Dylan Kent, who throws it up into the netting. It was deflected, and the face-off will stay in front of the Liberty net.
Well, we've only played 48 seconds, but NC State doing a much better job already compared to last night in terms of just getting the puck in the offensive zone, setting up opportunities. They do have a shot on goal, but something they did really well against Delaware was right off the draw.
They win this face-off. Weglars through traffic, and it's held onto by Selke again. Good eyes there from the netminder to find that one.
Spoken into existence there. But the two against Delaware were just like that. They just went right back to the point. 2 quick rips, 2 quick goals with great traffic out in front.
Another face-off to the blocker side of Selke. This time the Flames win it as Josh Martin wins it backwards. Back to the centerman through neutral ice. He's going to step around the defense, hands it off, shot coming, and a blocker save made by Toyer on Anthony Emmy. Weglars scoops it up along the goal line. Plays it along the near wall, and it's touched up for Nick Shook to chase down. Shook out there with Kaufman and Johnson on the front line. It'll get pinned in the far corner. Martin scoops up the loose puck and moves it to the near side. Plays it up the wall. Weglars there at the red line. Touches it right back across for Shook. Played in looking for Johnson, and that one's intercepted. Turned back around by Roman Lamoureux with speed down the right wing. Under some pressure there, has it knocked off his stick, and NC State takes over. Try and force it up the wall and out. There to hold the zone, though, is Luke Tucker, and now it'll be thrown in on Toyer. He'll swallow it up for a face-off in the NC State end.
Well, there's our first really action for Liberty getting on to their offensive side of the rink. But again, NC State doing a much better job early on. The question is, though, as the game goes on, is Liberty going to draw more penalties? It's been a very physical game last night. Haven't seen it yet, but we're seeing really good stick work from Liberty, and we're going to get a stoppage, looks like, for a hand pass.
That's exactly what it'll be. Face-off will stay in the NC State end here. Not quite 2 minutes gone. A little bit of choppy play here. This will be the 6th face-off, including the first face-off of the game, so the 5th stoppage in less than 2 minutes. But there's plenty of pace regardless. One backwards by the Flames. D-to-D pass shot from Tucker deflects off a stick in wide. Brenner trying to force it out of the zone and does. He has McEnany forward, can't connect, but it'll be another attempt there from Brenner to push it in. Behind the net now, Tucker. Backhanded around, has a teammate there in DM, unable to connect. Up the far wall this time, shoveled back in by McEnany. Brenner takes over, looking for Oliver in the middle, and that one's picked off. Mark Padgett trying to stretch things out off the far wall. He'll get back to it at the red line and play it out wide for Thomas Kaner. Points leader for Liberty coming into this weekend. Centering pass stolen away there by Ricky Frosch, and NC State moves back the other way. Keegan Gilmore has a wide open Talon Langston in the middle, and he throws it right off the pad of the goaltender Selke. Darlene pinching to hold the zone. In the near corner, it'll be collected by Tucker. He'll work it around the wall for McGuire Graham. Rink-wide pass off the mark. It'll be taken off the wall by Darlene. He steps through traffic. Working there on Graham. Powering to the net. Darlene's attempt is stopped by Selke. Couple in tight chances there for NC State. Quick transition here. Antonio Vidal. Spinning pass. Gets caught up in a stick. And it's knocked wide by Logan Johnson. The Flames able to hold the zone. Johnson again, looking to the far post for a deflection, unable to connect there, and NC State will find the loose puck. Played forward for Gilmore. He'll step through the defense. Has a man coming with him, and Johnson stops at the faceoff dot, takes the shot. Another pad save made there by Selke. Selke has been busy here early. NC State leading in the shot category right now, 5-2. Gifford throws it off the wall. Prasma chases it down. It's a 2-on-1. Herman alone in front. He scores! NC State with the first strike. 16-13 left in the first.
And it's just all about getting down there. It's just a simple chip. You've been going up and down the ice the whole game. Chip up to Plasma. The captain Herman's alone. And I said it at the top with my Perazzi points. It was Renegade. Got to get those goalies dancing. Herman does just exactly that. Undresses Christian Selke and puts the ice pack up early once again. Back-to-back nights. Quick 1-0 lead for NC State.
So it should be Herman from Plasma and Gifford. It's been the hottest line as of late for NC State as Harrell of Liberty throws it into the netting on a dump-in. And the face-off will come back out to center ice here.
And we haven't even mentioned Gifford at all. He's had a fantastic last 3 games, including the alumni game against the Hurricanes Monday where he had a hat trick. He just continues his hot streak with an assist to open up this one.
NC State wins the face-off at center ice. Lapani playing D-to-D here with his partner in Weglars. Now space in the neutral zone for Gifford. His pass-off escape will be sent back in now by Lapani, and Liberty can retreat for it. Here's Dylan Kent using the net as a little bit of a screen. Fans on the clearing pass will have to regroup, and now he just elevates it out. Glove down nicely at center ice. There for pressure was Shook to knock it loose, but the Flames able to shoot it in anyhow. First one there is Harrell. Going to work on NC State's Lapani. It turns into a 4-man scrum. A little bit of help there from Cooper Neal, who's knocked down. Able to get it back to the blue line, though. NC State with some pressure there. Connor Diem holds the zone for a moment. Now Nick Shook will shoot it deep. Cade Pollock fires it around the wall. Lapani collects for the Pack.
One thing that's been really impressive the first 5 minutes of this game, NC State's forecheck has just been amazing compared to especially what they did last night against Liberty.
Good hit there. Speaking of forecheck, a good hit there from Kaufman to finish his check. Now Martin looks to the middle where he's got Emmy. Shot deep, and Liberty will go in on the forecheck. Johnson first there for the Pack. It'll be pinned to the wall, though, and they'll have to fight for it. Some help there from Ricky Frosch. Johnson works it loose to Kaufman on the far side. Under pressure, he plays it off the boards and out. It'll be shot right back in by Diem. NC State first to it. Frosch up the near wall. Glove down in front of the NC State bench by Tucker. He'll be stalled out right there along the half wall. Move forward now for Johnson. He's going to go 1-on-3 with everyone else off for a change. Johnson pickpocketed in on the forecheck. Oliver knocks it loose. Brenner is knocked off the puck by Paget, and now Liberty has control in the form of Tucker. Played across for Diem. Forward to Paget. He'll break it in. Sends it around the wall. Darlene plays it along for McEnany. Looking through the middle. Couple of white jerseys there. Nobody able to collect, and it's back in the hands of the Liberty Flames. Logan Johnson headmans the puck for Paget, and he gets tangled up with Thomas Kaner coming in. They're offsides.
Chris, I think you had a bit of an announcer jinx before, or you said this game is really choppy, a lot of face-offs.
Not since.
We've had the goal, a face-off for it, and we're going to have this one for offside since then, but this has been a fantastic first 6 minutes, 9 seconds so far. Hopefully it continues this way. It was just like this last night. We'll see if it continues and maybe an injured Liberty player.
Yeah, we have not 100% sure
penalty.
What exactly it is. NC State going to get called for a slash here. And it's going to be Aiden Brenner. Well, you talked about it in the pregame, Nick. Penalties and discipline for NC State going to be very important, and now they'll give Liberty a chance to even up the score here.
And even if Liberty doesn't score, if they accomplish what they did last night, just generating some momentum, generating offensive zone time, it's going to be a success. The way last night's game went, sure, you can't score on the power play at all, but it generates 2 goals that were able to tie the game, send it to overtime, and win it in a shootout.
Liberty fights for and wins the draw. Shot from the center of the blue line there from Kaner, deflects wide. Work back up top for Pollock. Played across now for Kaner. Into the middle. High slot shot stopped by Toyer. It's loose along the side of the goal. Liberty back in control. Again over to Kaner. Shot stopped by Toyer. Cleared over to the far wall, but not out. Here's Pollock for the Flames. Fired back across to Kaner again. They'll play catch. Pollock with the shot. Pinballs through traffic and into the near corner. NC State first to it, but they fan on the clear. Still in with pressure. Kaner Moved across to Pollock. Great movement here from the Flames on the power play. Pollock again, top of the far circle. Wrist shot. Save made by the glove of Toyer. He'll make another save on the rebound. And now NC State clears it the length of the ice.
Oh, great goaltending there from Isaac Toyer. NC State defensively, as a wholesale change goes for the Liberty Flames power play unit. Defensively, NC State was out of sorts. This Liberty power play movement just is phenomenal. Gets NC State players not where they need to be, not rotating, while Liberty's rotating, crashing guys right into the slot.
They'll move in with speed again. Josh Harrell plays it up top for Kent. No work with it. Hacked at there by Prasma, who knocks it loose. NC State gets control but unable to clear. Taken right back by Martin. He'll find a teammate there in Johnson. Far hashes. Johnson looking things over. Has Lamoureux up top. He'll play it there. Moved along for Dylan Kent. Walks it down the wall. Creates some space. Takes the shot. I'm not sure it got through to Toyer, but still the pressure on from this Liberty power play. Lamoureux up top for Johnson. Along for Kent. They'll go D to D again. Johnson holds the zone just barely. Running out of time on the power play. Shot through traffic. Pad save from Toyer. Rebound collected down low by Harrell. Looking back up to the blue line for Kent. Pressure there from Prasman will be shot back down low and out of the reach of Martin. Down to 7 seconds on the man advantage. NC State will clear as they collect a loose puck. And a very good penalty kill there from NC State, particularly from their netminder.
Yeah, Isaac Toyer, got to give all the flowers to him on that one. Liberty with a deadly and dangerous power play. A lot of great movement. Look at the speed, though, coming through center ice from Lamoureux.
Lamoureux to the net, backhand try, right in on goal, and it'll be handled by Toyer, who covers up the rebound. 11:32 to go in this first period. NC State still holding a 1-0 lead, but the last 6 shots have gone the way of Liberty. In fact, NC State's last shot was the Zach Herman goal.
Yeah, and I think Liberty, when they get a chance to kind of review the film, maybe during intermission, don't see anyone on their bench watching the game right now, they have a lot of great opportunities on the weak side of their power play. Especially when Thomas Kaner was out there earlier. Just a lot of open space, a lot of great one-time rips that Kaner instead decided to take in closer to the net. There's a smaller window of opportunity to get past Toyer. I think if he just one-times on the next power play, it's going to find the back of the net.
Rink-wide pass off the board. Skitters all the way in for Selke to cover up, and we'll get another stoppage. Well, back a little earlier on in that play, a heck of an effort from the defenseman Connor Diem, junior out of Fairport, New York, who stood tall on the blue line a couple of times to prevent an odd man rush from NC State. The Ice Pack with an offensive zone draw here. Talon Langston will face off with Corey Owens here. NC State wins it backwards. Here's Sodden. Shot, hit a stick and deflected into the glass. Liberty gets to the rebound. Played to the middle there by Antonio Vidal. Misses his target in Owens. NC State tries to clears it back down deep. Owens finds the loose puck though for the Flames. Walking down the left wing. His centering pass denied nicely by Ricky Frosch. Flames still able to control all the possession right now for Liberty. Shot in on goal, easily handled by Toyer. And I think a smart decision from the netminder to wait for a face-off, as NC State needs to break things up here a little bit.
Yeah, Liberty's going to get a couple new forwards out there. Looks like actually a whole new 5, but they work behind the net. Owens is right at the red line. They go right back to the top for a quick one-timer, something they tried to do on that power play, but instead on the power play, they kept it towards the middle of the ice. They didn't really work the sidelines as much. They're doing that right now. They're working it behind the net. I think that's a good recipe for success, even strength for the Flames.
Flames able to hold the zone again off an offensive zone draw. Turning on a dime there, Harrell walking the goal line, steps out in front, it's loose there in the crease. Liberty can't get a stick on it. NC State now carries it out. Nick Shook down the right wing, dumps it in past Pollock, avoids the hit, and the puck ends up right in on goal. Selke will melt it down for a face-off.
Well, with 10:22 left this first period, looking back at that last chaos sequence in front of Isaac Toyer, it's about 4 white jerseys around the puck that couldn't find it. If Liberty's able to take it in towards the middle, right in front of Isaac Toyer, go back to the points, that's a lot of traffic in front for one of their D-men to try to get a quick snipe in. And I think as the game goes on, Liberty will keep finding more and more of these opportunities.
Off the draw, Dylan Kent finds the loose puck and fires it up and out. NC State got a touch to it, so no icing here. Pressure applied by Jared Mackley as Liberty gets the forecheck established. Pollock with it at the blue line. Pestered by Shook, he'll take it down the left wing. Shot blocked, Shook to the loose puck. He'll play it off the glass and out. NC State needs to get a couple of pairs of fresh legs out there. Stretch pass up the right wing finds Paget. He'll touch it along for Kent to chase down in the corner. Under some pressure there is Darlene. He'll flip it up towards the blue line. Down to a knee. It's held in momentarily by Thomas Kaner. NC State takes over. Kaufman trying to step around Pollock, who makes a nice defensive play. Around for Paget now. Left there for Kent. And now Liberty will just elevate it out. Kaufman forces his man off the puck. I think Liberty wanted an interference call there. Probably had a case for it, but will play on. Cross ice pass finds Weglars. Trying to step away from pressure. Has Lamoureux pirouetting through the neutral zone as he carries it in. Down low, McEnany pinned to the wall. Prasma finds the loose puck. Looking for Weglars far side. Puck squirts loose. McEnany outweights Selke and scores. Great play by McEnany, who had it just squirt out onto his stick, and NC State doubles the lead.
Just resilience from NC State. I mentioned it earlier in this period. Their forecheck has been impressive and truly amazing all night. Really only a couple minutes in, and it's still that way. Just a great forecheck, Prasma behind, it's a turnover, and then just right in the middle, McGuire Graham as well as Lamoureux couldn't quite convene on it. It was just squirted open, like you said, Chris, for Thomas McEnany. And once again, Selke left on an island, gets undressed, not much he can do there, and it's 2-0 Ice Pack just like last night.
As you probably saw there on the replay, that was number 8, not number 9. Herman with his second of the game, doing exactly what you want a captain to do. Come out and lead the team to start the game. That line stays out there. Prasma, Herman, Gifford, Frosch, and Corwin are the defensive pairing as the Flames dump it out. Frosch under pressure at the red line finds Herman. Played back to the near side. Prasma going right in with Tucker. Knocks it loose, finds Frosch at the blue line. His shot blocked on the way in. Down to one knee, Harrell makes the play. Now the Flames in transition, having some trouble connecting on the neutral zone pass. Herman will take over for the Pack. Played all the way across for Corwin, doesn't connect. Now Corey Owens with some speed. Misses with the backhand on the short side high. Brings all the way around the glass and up to the blue line. Flames hold the zone again. Takes an awkward bounce off a stanchion. Pops loose for Brenner. Touch forward for Corwin. He's under some pressure from behind. Corwin has it knocked away. He'll get back to it in front of the Liberty bench and shoot it deep. NC State needs to make some changes, so not a full forecheck there. Darlene at the red line. We'll just have to play it back in. Now Pollock. Pass intended there for Hannigan. No icing on the play. Darlene keeps it moving. Forward for McEnany. He'll chase it down in the far corner. Stalking him is Dylan Kent. He'll staple him to the wall. Brenner, the third man in to help. He'll be knocked off the puck by Owens. And Liberty takes back over. Good forecheck, though. McEnany finds the loose puck. Plays it around Kent. Looks up top for Darlene, who loads, shoots. Rebound loose in front. And it'll be covered up there by Selke. And a couple players a little shaken up there. Aiden Brenner, the Ice Pack player down. It looked like Selke might have caught a stick to the mask at the end of the play, too.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Brenner there. Just kind of went straight down, holding around his neck. And a lot of pain. Good look at it here, what happened. Just chaos in front again, created by NC State. We go right back to the point. I believe that was Darlene in front. And we get a look here.
I think it might have been Oliver's stick. Yeah. It might have caught both of them.
Man, quick save off the draw and do it again, but you know, two guys getting hit at once. I don't really see that often. Brenner hopefully is all right. He's down on the bench right now, but get an update on him when we can.
2-0 lead for NC State. They've got an offensive zone draw, and the goal scorer for both of them, Zach Herman, will win it backwards for Talon Langston. Now Darlene shot from the point. Kicked away there by the goaltender Selke. Rebound cleaned up by the Flames. Connor DM plays it forward. Stepping in front of the pass is Darlene to force it back the other way. Now Johnson sauces it over to the far side for Jared Matley. Touch forward for Kaner. Thomas Kaner picks up speed down the left wing, shoots it through the crease and wide. This one takes the boards all the way out. DM again. Slides a stretch pass forward. Touched past the defenseman by Jared Matley. The foot race won by NC State's defense. Around the wall, Herman trying to play it up and out. Now his second attempt will get out, but it's intercepted by Dylan Kent at the red line. He'll walk it in. Kent around Darlene, played through the middle on the backhand, and again, harmlessly through the crease. Gilmore hauled down. NC State going to get their first power play now, and the guilty party will be Jared Matley with 6:19 left in the period.
NC State will have their first power play of the game. Liberty 0 for 1 earlier, generated a lot of great offensive opportunities. They didn't lead to much, but it led them to getting on the shot counter. They had 6 in a row on that one. It's going to be Matley in the box after he took down Keegan Gilmore. And NC State's power play first half of this season back in the first semester was deadly. They've cooled off a little bit since then, but they're looking to get right back on track tonight.
First power play opportunity of the game for NC State. Did a great job killing the power play earlier on this period. Down low for Kaufman. Back up, Shook. Shot blocker save made there by Selke. Rebound glove down by Shook. He'll walk it behind the net. Played back up for Thronson at the blue line. Touchdown low for Prasma. Along for Kaufman, who gives it back. Thronson again at the blue line. Space. Shoots. It deflects wide off a body. Kaufman gets back to the loose puck. 30 seconds gone on the man advantage. Thronson, D-to-D with Shook. Down to the hashes, Prasma quickly across. Johnson loads it up and misses wide on the short side. Chance here for Liberty to clear. Shook does a nice job holding the zone. He'll fire it around the wall. First one there is Pollock of the Flames. That's cleared out, but not past the red line. Shook pirouetting with it. Tries to split a pair of defensemen. NC State has a delayed offside. They're going to have to check up here. The Flames now are able to kill some time and then shoot it all the way down in on Toyer. He'll get it with a glove, leaves it there for Sodden. NC State trying to reestablish the power play. Under some pressure, though, from Anthony Emmy. 45 seconds left on the power play. 5 minutes left in this first period. NC State just trying to get out of their own end here. Need to get some fresh legs out. And now they'll go to work. 35 seconds on the man advantage. Gifford, his cross-ice pass hits a stick and pops into the zone. First one there is DM, and he'll clear it back down to the NC State zone.
NC State needs to be wary about Anthony Emmy as well as Roman Lamoureux. 2-3 times now, they've been the guys that have nearly gotten a shorthand opportunity going the other way. They've got a lot of speed. Really, as a whole, Liberty as a team has a lot of speed. Got to be careful with it.
Almost out of time on the power play. Weglars, rink wide for Herman. Back across to Weglars. His shot just missed the top corner, far side. Power play over. NC State and Liberty back to 5-on-5. It'll be swept down the ice. This is going to be icing. And so the Flames going to have to keep some tired penalty killers out there, and a chance for NC State to maybe take advantage of that.
Yeah, and you can see on the bench right in front of us, Logan Johnson really needs a breather right now. He's been out there a really long time. Emmy, another one that's been out there a good bit. He's been the one that's been doing the forechecking on the shorthand opportunity, keeping NC State in their own end. IcePack have done a lot of set plays this season, especially as of late, in terms of off face-off draws. They can't win one there, though. Otherwise, I think we would have saw one.
About 16 minutes into this one. NC State struck first, less than 4 minutes in. Zach Herman with his first of two. He added the second tally just under 11 minutes in. And that's where we stand. Darlene, far blue line. Rolls it along for Oliver to play into the near corner. Flames take over from there. DM under pressure. Thrown out in front there by Oliver. Getting a pad to it, Selke, and now an odd man rush opportunity for the Liberty Flames. Speed down the left wing. Save made there by Toyer. As Thomas Kaner leading the Flames in points at a good opportunity.
And the man that leads that is 27 points, Jared Matley, right with him as well. Two top points getters for Liberty, just camping out at the red line, waiting for one pass from the defenseman. They got it, odd man rush, down the other way they go, but Toyer makes a fantastic save. But this is what you want for Liberty if you can win this draw and get set up, which it looks like they can.
Ken at the blue line. Touched over to Pollock. Rink wide will be taken off the wall by Paget. Actually was beat there by the NC State defense, who will break it out.
Paget just a little slow getting over there off the face-off draw. That's why that pass just went so arid. Just couldn't quite get over there in time.
Pass picked off now by Kaner. Stepping into the high slot, avoids a hit, looking for the shooting lane, finds it, and it hit. I'm not sure if it was Toyer or another body in front, but it hit somebody and ended up out of play.
Ooh, Kaner got around
50
3
move.
white jerseys right in front of the net. But again, I think he just holds on to the puck a little bit too long. We'll get a good look at it. He did it on the power play earlier. Right here, I think he does it there. Take that shot right there. Instead, he just keeps going more and more. He was looking for a bit of a screen from Jared Matley. But at that point, you get around 3 white jerseys. Toyer doesn't see that, and he just sees 3 jerseys going down right in front of him. I think there was enough traffic there for that shot. I'd like to see Kaner let it rip him a little bit more early later on this game.
Loose puck in neutral ice. Owens there. He'll throw it deep for the Flames. Sits along the side of the net. Lapani first to it along the wall. He'll backhand it around to the near side. Played along for Prasma, who has some speed through neutral ice. He'll be tripped up. Play carries on. Scooped up now by the Flames and carried out. High slot, Vidal. Hands it off. Shot catches the glass behind the goal. Vidal again along the wall. Move down into the corner. Lapani pins his man there. Kaufman in to help in the 4-man scrum. Owens there for the Flames. Moves it along for Diem, who pushes it back below the goal line. Weglars trying to step away from pressure behind the net. Down to a knee to play it out wide. NC State now has space to break out. Caught up in the skates of Gifford. He'll be bodied up at the red line. Swats at it and touches it forward for Prasma. Prasma absorbs a hit but loses the puck. Collected by Diem. Now Vidal for the Flames. Has a man open in the middle. Luke Tucker across for Kaner on the right wing. Looking to the middle. That pass denied. Flames able to get back to the loose puck though. Long to half wall. Heavy hit there from Prasma. He's going to get called for the penalty. A little bit late on the hit on Tucker. That's going to allow the Flames to get the goaltender out, get an extra attacker, but Toyer will cover up. And Prasma going to have to reel in his emotions here. He went back at Tucker. I think the hit he made was a response to something. So we get a look here. Just a little bit late.
Yeah, and he had already gotten rid of the puck. That was not his man. That's just one of those penalties. If you're Tim Healy, you scratch your head at, and you don't try to think about it too much, but you're going to be very mad at Prasma once he comes out of the box. It's one of those senseless penalties there. You just got to keep your cool, keep collected, and it's going to be a 2-minute power play now for Liberty, who had a lot of great movement that first time. I expect to see it more again on this one.
Well, and on top of that, a minute 33 of this 2-minute power play will be in the first period as Brenner able to swat it off the stick of Kaner and out. But there will be 27 seconds of carryover time if it's needed. But if the Flames are able to score here late in the period, they take all the momentum into the second 20 minutes. They'll look to establish the power play here, but a hand pass behind the net means it's going to come out into neutral ice for the face-off.
And you said it, Chris, of course, with the periods changing. So if you're Liberty, though, this final minute 14, you just want to just send it right now, I think. I think you just want to have everybody in the offensive end, just keep attacking, try to get that power play goal before the end of the period. But if you don't, you still have it at the second end of the period, but if you don't win that face-off to start the period, power play is kind of over at that point, if you think about it. So that's how critical it is to just get something going before the end of the period.
Heavy hit there by Oliver, who creates a traffic jam in the slot. Chance down in tight. Between the legs goes Matley. Can't put it home. NC State clears the zone with 49 seconds left in the period. Talon Langston going to go in and put pressure on, Brenner will put the pressure on and allow his teammates on the penalty kill to get a change. Good chance there in tight for Liberty. Darlene intercepts the headman pass and clears it down. Full, fresh set of legs for NC State on the penalty kill. Under 30 seconds left in the period. Be about 27 seconds of power play time to start the second if Liberty doesn't put one on the board here in the first. Setting up the power play now. 17 seconds left. Walking with it, Kent. Shot. Rings it off the iron. And you hear the collective gasp of the crowd. Pass denied to the middle there nicely by the NC State penalty kill. 5 seconds left in the period. Johnson with the shot. Hit a body and deflected wide. And a centering pass doesn't get to the middle in time. And the period will come to a close. Well, NC State couldn't have asked for much better in terms of the score, Nick. They lead it 2-0 right now.
Yeah, and I think actually that last centering pass went off White. an NC State player's stick, or not their stick, their skate, and nearly bounced into their own net. But collectively as a period, if you're NC State, you're up 2-0 right now. The shot total for Liberty, they're in favor of it, 13-12. That's something the Ice Pack had a problem with last night. But I think the story right now, Chris, is just the mistakes that NC State has made right now with Prasma, the mistakes Liberty has made trying to get the puck out of their own end, and the speed. I think the second period, we always say the long line change, but the speed, especially of these Liberty Flames players, is going to be a big factor going into this next period.
Yeah, I think you hit it right there on the head for NC State. 2 penalties this period, 2 power plays for Liberty. Going to have to clean that up a bit, but they do hold the 2-0 lead. We'll be back with the first intermission after this.
Back here in Invisalign Arena, Nick Perazzi here with the man who has both goals on the board in tonight's game, Zach Herman, the captain of the NC State Ice Pack. Zach, kind of just take us through each of those first 2 goals.
First one was a sweet pass, sweet setup from both my line mates, Giv and Praz. They kind of threw a layup for me there. So, second one, be in the right place at the right time. My dad always tells me if you go to the net, good things happen. So, be around the net, and got lucky to get that one in.
Well, a very similar start to last night's game for you guys, up 2-0. This time going into the second period with a 2-goal advantage. You guys didn't hang on to that lead last night. I know you're going to go into that locker room after this interview, say some words to the team. What's the message going to be?
Yeah, you just got to win the mental game. Last night we lost the mental game. We took more penalties than we drew. And, the odds are in your favor if you're on the power play for 20 minutes, which is what they had last night. So we just got to keep our heads on, work harder, and just, make sure that we're being smart, right?
Well, you guys will be starting on the penalty kill, but off air we did talk about how last night's game was very, very physical. We talked about how this night's game is going to be very, very fast for the next 40 minutes. What's something you guys need to adjust to match Liberty's speed, because they've had a couple of odd man rushes off speed alone?
Yeah, they got a good team. Big physical squad. This is the type of team that you have to beat if you want your season to be going into March. So it's a matter of who wants it more. And we're going to find that out here in the next 40.
Well, it's a matter of who wants it more. Zach Herman here with Nick Perazzi. When we come back, me and Chris are going to break down what we saw in the second period and look to see what we should expect in the second.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better.
Oh, don't forget about hot ovens or hot peppers.
Hot springs, hot chocolate.
Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons, hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese. Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
Men's health is worth fighting for.
Men are 3 times less likely to ask for help if they are struggling.
Nearly 100 men will lose their lives to suicide each day.
Men are more likely to suffer from substance abuse disorders.
Men need to thrive, not just survive.
We're here to champion men's wellness.
One man at a time.
We are stronger together.
The conversation about men's mental health continues.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
My name is Zach Herman. I'm the captain of the NC State Ice Pack, and I was born and raised in the Raleigh area. We are a self-funded program doing our best to represent our university and the local hockey community in Raleigh on a national level.
My name is Alex James, and I'm a senior assistant captain from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The group you're watching out on the ice is a family, and that family does its best to represent you and the rest of the NC State community as best we can each and every day. Some of my top memories from this program include playing in front of over 20,000 NC State fans at Carter Finley, playing in front of over 10,000 NC State fans at Lenovo Center every year, and getting to play in front of a packed house every Friday night at Invisalign Arena.
We welcome and appreciate all your support along the way. Go Pack!
After 20 minutes, it's a 2-0 lead for NC State over Liberty. But before we get into the game tonight, we're going to take a look back at a pretty special night for NC State as they took on the Carolina Hurricanes alumni on Monday. We have some highlights from that as well. It was a really special night.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed I missed out on that one, Chris, but I heard it was a truly special night. I heard there were 8,000 fans in attendance, which is just truly an honor for all the players out there. They'll get to play at Lenovo Center just in a couple of weeks against the UNC Tar Heels. When we take a look at these highlights, it was truly just a phenomenal game, a 7-6 victory for the Ice Pack.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go to the game, and it felt a little bit like an all-star game. It certainly wasn't, a lot of competitiveness out there. Everybody wanted to win, but I think it was a great showcase of, the alumni from the Carolina Hurricanes. You get to see guys like Eric Stahl, Eric Cole, Justin Williams, Brett Hedican, Mike Commodore, Brindamore playing again. You know, as someone who grew up watching these guys and watching them win a Stanley Cup, very special to see that. And then at the same time, I thought it provided a great platform for NC State and this Ice Pack team to showcase just how good these guys are.
Yeah, and of course it is. You might be saying it's an alumni game. These guys are 50 years old. Doesn't matter. These guys are played at the top of the top.
Rod Brindamore's not your average 50-year-old.
Rod Brindamore should be in the Hall of Fame off a player and now off a coach as well. And I saw a tweet during the game. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the live stream for it, but I was looking through all the tweets during it, and someone said after Rod Brindamore scored, imagine getting scored on Rod Brindamore. Imagine telling your friends that you just got scored on from the best coach in all of the National Hockey League. You're like, dang, he scored on me, but at the same time, you're like, wow, he did score on me. That must feel really good to say that.
When you get a look at some of the goals, a couple of the highlights for NC State in terms of players in that game. Daniel Prasma, you see right here, the penalty shot. This actually ended up tying the game late in the third period, and then not long after that, we talked about Jake Gifford had a hat trick in the first game against Delaware back on Saturday night, and then this goal came with 19 seconds left. It was his hat trick goal against the Canes alumni, and it was the game winner as NC State ends up winning that game 7-6.
And he has an assist tonight as well, so he's just been on a hot streak. If you throw that game in there, it doesn't count to any of the standings. No points, no stats are added to the league standings. But if you include that, Gifford's been the hottest player on this Ice Pack team right now. Herman's been feeding him a lot of it, Prasma as well, but Gifford's been that go-to guy right now. You got to feed the hot hand. That's exactly what NC State's doing.
It was definitely a special night on Monday for the Ice Pack, as they will cherish that memory for the rest of their lives. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll look forward to period number 2, NC State with a 2-0 lead. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi here with you at Invisalign Arena. 2-0 lead for NC State here at the first intermission. We're now going to take a look ahead at period number 2. And first and foremost, I think what you have to look at, Nick, is 27 seconds of power play time you got to kill if you're the Ice Pack.
Yeah, and if you're the Ice Pack, though, if you win that first face-off, that's about 10 seconds gone of it at least if you're able just to control it, the puck and dump it back into Liberty's defensive zone. Yep. But I think, and I talked about this with Zach Herman during our interview, the key to this period is going to be speed. The physicality isn't like it was last night, but the speed is a step higher than what it was. I think it's the fastest game we've seen played this season in Invisalign Arena, faster than the Penn State game that we saw, and I think that's going to be the story with the long line change. The lots of odd man rushes Liberty generated off their speed. It's going to be critical in this second period about back checking.
Absolutely, and one thing that you've mentioned, the long change. I think you're exactly right. We talked about it at the end of the first period. That's going to be crucial this period. We've seen it in a lot of other games where it comes into effect and teams get stuck out there for a while. I think you're more likely in this game to see that. In fact, when you look at the way this game has kind of ebbed and flowed, NC State had 6 of the first 8 shots. Then they gave up the next 6. Then they had 6 of the next 8 shots after that. So it's kind of gone back and forth. And so if you get stuck in one of those ebbs and flows where you're pinned in your own end, it could be trouble.
Well, if you're playing Nick and Chris Bingo back home, you can cross off the free space of long line change. But it's a real issue at this level at D2 ACHA hockey. We've seen it time and time again affect teams. Liberty's now out shooting NC State to kind of piggyback on what you just said, Chris. And the speed that they have in this next period, it will just be critical of just making sure you get everybody on and off. A lot of wholesale line changes. Another thing to look forward to this next period, though, I think, is composure. Saw a bad penalty from Daniel Prasma. Saw some chippiness as well. Who's going to keep their composure more?
I think the goaltenders, too. You talk about composure. Isaac Toyer stopping all 13 shots. The 2 goals given up by Selke, tough ones to stop anyhow. So it should be a good matchup between the pipes as well. We'll be back with period number 2 after this.
My name is Zach Herman. I'm the captain of the NC State Ice Pack, and I was born and raised in the Raleigh area. We are a self-funded program doing our best to represent our university and the local hockey community in Raleigh on a national level.
My name is Alex James, and I'm a senior assistant captain from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The group you're watching out on the ice is a family, and that family does its best to represent you and the rest of the NC State community as best we can each and every day. Some of my top memories from this program include playing in front of over 20,000 NC State fans at Carter Finley, playing in front of over 10,000 NC State fans at Lenovo Center every year, and getting to play in front of a packed house every Friday night at Invisalign Arena.
We welcome and appreciate all your support along the way. Go Pack!
From the top of D.H. Hill Library, Don Diablo.
Oh yeah, this is actually in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy, up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. NC State. Think and do.
We are back for period number 2 here at Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman alongside Nick Perazzi, and it is a 2-goal lead for the Ice Pack on the back of a pair of goals from their captain, Zach Herman. But Nick, 27 seconds of power play time with Daniel Prasma in the box as Liberty starts in the man advantage.
Yeah, and this first face-off is going to be key. Again, 27 seconds left. If NC State wins, a lot of that time should be off the clock. If Liberty wins, though, they could go right back to work, maybe catch an NC State player or two napping, and get a quick opportunity scoring-wise. Otherwise, though, just generate some more offense, even if you don't get a goal.
Down low, no Paget. He's going to work it back around. Save made by Toyer, and it'll be played up top for Pollock again. Power play over as Prasma comes back out to help on the defensive side. Here's Paget, top of the circle. His shot hits a body, and it's out of play.
Well, hopefully we get a quick look right up close with our camera in that corner there, just from the movement from Emmy as well as Paget. I mean, they're just ripping the puck back and forth, and I think it's just fascinating to see how fast these players are able to move the puck, as well as just get a quick shot. It's something you don't really see at this level, but with a program like Liberty that has several just amazing other programs like they have D1, pretty sure they have D3 as well. You get that, and it's just truly a spectacle when they come to town and just see the great skill that all these players have.
Liberty trying to hold the zone. NC State won the defensive zone draw. Here's Gifford, poked off his stick. Now Aboite. Elevated to Dia, knocked down. Here comes Herman, already with 2. Looking to the middle, finds Gifford. The second try goes. 3-0 lead for NC State a minute into the period.
And the hot streak continues for Daniel Gifford. My goodness, is he just on fire right now. He's just racing down the other way, and Herman's going to set him up for his 3rd point of the night. And once again, as they call it, looks like they might have called a penalty at the end of that for a hook. It's not going to matter with the goal, though. But just coming down the other way, Herman just setting up Gifford. And once again, Christian Selke left on an island, him and an Ice Pack player, just a quick couple of dekes, and it's around 3-0 NC State, and it's all just off of on-man rushes and breakaways for the Ice Pack. Selke's doing everything he could, or really everything that he can, until it becomes just those on-man rushes.
Quick shot from the circle, save made by Selke. And another offensive zone draw coming for NC State. But Gifford with another tally, now a goal and an assist here this game. And Zach Herman picks up his 3rd point of the game. He's factored in on all 3 goals now.
And how about Liberty as well? Over 2 now on the power play, despite having very good chances, very good puck movement. They just can't figure out how to beat Isaac Toyer right now. But the way this season's gone for NC State, none of these games are over until the final horn sounds. Seen a lot of times this year, NC State blow multiple goal leads, including a 4-1 lead against UNC with similar amount of time left. Like in this one, it all comes down to 3rd period and who wants it more. And that's what Zach Herman said in my interview with him. You know, we want it more. That's exactly what he said. And right now, NC State, I think, wants it more.
Liberty won the draw. NC State doing their best to take it back. Pollock shoots it out of the zone. It'll be deflected in from the blue line by Emmy. That will negate the icing. NC State back to get it in the corner. Lapani knocked off the puck, but it finds its way to Weglars. Played forward for Johnson. He'll touch it out of the zone. Liberty, though, to the loose puck. Kent shoots it right in on Toyer, who puts a blocker to it. Flames back in on the forecheck. Lapani slaps it around the wall. Kent pitching into the top of the circle along the wall. He'll shoot it across to the near side. Lapani in a battle there. Loose puck collected by Johnson. He'll circle back and pick up some speed. Beautiful feed through the middle. Can't quite connect, though, with Nick Shook. It'll slide all the way in on Selke, and he'll cover it up with pressure coming from the NC State forward.
Well, I had a scratch a Perazi point tonight, and I'm really regretting it now. It was all about back checking. It was low taper fades and just getting back and back checking. And right now, both teams struggling with that. NC State's improved it, but Liberty really needs to work on it because once again, Daniel Prasma, right down the heart of that defense of Liberty, had a great opportunity if that pass is just a little bit closer to him to get right in front of Christian Selke.
Loose buck in the neutral zone. Chance here for Liberty. Quick shot. Steered wide by Matley. One of the best chances for Liberty so far tonight. DM shot. Whistles high of the goal and into the glass. Pitchforking it back in is Luke Tucker on that far side. It'll get pinned below the goal line. 4-man scrum there. It'll be fished out by Thomas Kaner. Back to the blue line. He's got Tucker. Across for DM on the D-to-D pass. He'll float one in, and it's fair caught by Toyer. And we'll get another face-off in front of the NC State net.
Trying to see who NC State's rolling out with. They're going to go with a fresh 5. McEnany, Brenner as well. What number that is, because the pink jerseys, you know, we made a mistake before. McEnany and Herman. It's actually Andrew Thronson out there as well. So I think NC State just going a bit more defensive right now. They do have the true freshman Eric Darlene out there. I think they just want to get the puck out of their own zone and then hopefully get something set up the other way. But Liberty hopefully is trying to get something set up offensively with that shot.
NC State able to clear the zone. DM sweeping clear, stolen by Oliver. Just about put it on goal. DM back to it in the near corner. Plays it across for Padgett. Stretch forward for Matley. Back to Padgett far side. He'll walk in and shoot one wide. It'll work its way back up to the blue line for Logan Johnson. He'll fire away. Darlene blocks that one and clears it to the far side.
Well, there's NC State with an example of bad back checking. They got very fortunate and Isaac Toyer was able to bail them out there. Otherwise, it's 3-1. Liberty finally on the board.
About 3.5 minutes gone in the second period. NC State on the back of a Jake Gifford tally a minute in have stretched their lead to 3-0. Here comes the Flames. Swept in front off the stick of Toyer and back out to the blue line. Shot by McGuire. Graham is absorbed by the defenseman Darlene, and NC State able to clear it back to center ice. Graham shoots it in again. It'll be Oliver to it first. He'll put a stick to it and slap it all the way down the ice. They're going to wave off icing, though, as Graham must have gotten a piece of it, and so we'll play on.
And 3 NC State players able to get off the ice there. That's big for them. But watch Harrell wide open on this near side.
Lots of space through the neutral zone for Liberty. Can't get a shot away, though. Loose in the high slot. Prasma finds it. Backhand pass intended for Gifford, a little bit long, and he's going to negate the icing on an excellent hustle play from the winger. Liberty still in control, though. McGuire Graham pestered from behind. He'll end up shooting this one the length of the ice, and we'll get a face-off back in the offensive zone for NC State on the icing play.
Well, Gifford beating that out is exactly what we said about speed and hustle in this game. That was just a pure ice speed skating race, and Gifford just able to beat it out. I thought the refs were going to let Liberty get away with that icing there, kind of call it there, because Gifford really wasn't going to beat it, but he was able to get even with it and make it a no-call.
NC State goes straight to the net off the draw. Gifford is down, injured in front of the Liberty net. Play will continue for a moment, but now we'll get a stoppage, and I didn't see exactly what happened. I do think there is a penalty on the play that will go against Logan Johnson, the senior defenseman. At least that's who it looks like they're going to escort to the box. See what exactly happened here on this replay.
It's right off the draw. I think he might have got hit up high. He got hit close to the head either with a stick. Assuming that's what it is. No one's in the box right now. Or they might be sending
Johnson's going to get thrown out.
Yeah.
The contact you could kind of see was a shove to the head that sent him to the ice. So it's going to be a 5-minute major. And I would imagine a 10-minute misconduct as well. We'll get a bit of a wider
watch
view
the center of your screen here with Gifford and Johnson. It goes in between. Gifford with the puck now.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Gifford went down a little bit with the puck loose in front, but it was still going to be a high hit no matter what. Johnson's going to get the boot for 5 minutes, or for the game. It'll be a 5-minute penalty. I believe someone from Liberty has to go into the penalty box to serve it. But NC State can score as many times as they want. And NC State took some major penalties last night. Now it's Liberty starting to take some majors tonight, it looks like. and serving
that's
that
a big loss
Yeah,
for
that
NC
is.
State, too. That's the hottest stick in the lineup over the last week. Had the hat trick against Delaware, has a couple of points tonight as well. Here we go. 5 minutes of power play time for NC State. They'll set things up. Nick Shook at the blue line. Looking over his options. Slides it back across for Thronson, who gives it back. Shot from Shook off the side of the goal. Cleared up and out by Liberty. Looking to generate a shorthanded opportunity. Shook pickpockets Martin. He's going to get tangled up there with the Liberty Flame as he forces his way into the zone. And now they're going to call a penalty on Nick Shook here. And this is, I don't know about this one. They were tangled up together. And this is going to kill 2 minutes of power play time for NC State.
It's going to be a slash for 2 minutes on Nick Shook. This should be our best look at it. Him and Martin going at it. And they call it right there.
If it was a slash, I'm not sure where the slash was.
You can call that a penalty, but I don't think you can call it. You can call it a penalty. You can't call it a slash there. And I think just going for the puck. If I was a ref, I would have let that slide a little bit. But obviously, I think they want to take control of the game, especially after we just saw an ejection. So in that circumstance, I fully understand what the Zebras are doing there. It's going to be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes.
So a little extra space out there for the boys. Prasma plays it to the middle for Darlene with some speed. He'll be stripped of the puck by Anthony Emmy. Quickly back to Flames. Shot stopped by Toyer. Second try. Misses wide of the near post. Liberty able to, well, looked like they would hold the zone. Paget misplayed it, and the Flames have to retreat to the neutral zone.
Well, this is exactly what Liberty wants. They want more room to skate around with all their speed. Matley getting open again, but a good defensive play in front. But watch him come back down the ice on that wing.
Here's Paget, high slot. He'll drag his way into the slot. Couple tries don't go. Toyer down, sealing the low part of the net, and Liberty unable to stuff it home. Prasma steals it away at the blue line. He'll get it out to the red line. Still loose. Herman forces his way to it. Prasma with some help there. The loose puck eventually collected by Herman. And he's going to turn it over. Not on the same page. There's Darlene's dragged down. No call for NC State. They wanted one. Here comes Emmy. 2-on-1 and a glove save made by Toyer. And he's going to show it to Anthony Emmy as he walks away. But I think NC State would have liked to get that extra penalty back.
Yeah, and Matley thought he wanted a penalty too, the way he came up. We'll get a good look at it. That's just Herman and Darlene. Not enough playing time together. It was a little high there from Darlene, but then Matley grabbed and took it down. You got to call a penalty on both guys, but how about Toyer the other way? Shot right into his glove from Emmy, and then he let Emmy know that, hey, I got that one.
Still a minute of 4-on-4. There will be about 2.5 minutes of 5-on-4 still left on the major penalty for NC State as Toyer makes a blocker save there on Eric Abate. Shot doesn't get through from the blue line for Diem. Now Weglars. Over for Johnson. He'll leave it behind the net again for his defenseman. Forward to Lapani. Steps away from pressure. Has a wide open man in Kaufman down the left wing. They'll stop at the hashes. Turning away from pressure. Down low. He's got Lapani in the corner. Lapani pressed to the wall by Lamoureux. A couple of players over to help. Johnson to the loose puck. It's knocked off his stick. And now Neal able to clear it out. In front of the NC State bench, Kaner. DM able to find the loose puck. Cross ice pass for Lamoureux with speed. Denied there by Weglars, who did a good job getting in position. As NC State back to the man advantage here. Lamoureux hits the skate of Gifford. It deflects right to Kent. His shot doesn't get through. Collected now by Gifford. 2:25 of power play time left for NC State now. 12:45 left in this second period. Weglars walking it up the middle. Plenty of time and space. Throws it off the stick of Langston and into the offensive end. Clearance gets out of the zone. Stepping to it, Martin trying to steal it away from Gifford. Gifford holds strong. Cross ice, McEnany. Over to Herman. He'll drop it off for Gifford. Played across. Nobody there in a white jersey, though. Liberty able to clear again. Bronson slides it back in. NC State checks up. They'll go in on the forecheck, but Liberty plenty of time to kill clock here. Now they've got a 2-on-2. Abate leaves it for Martin back to the middle, and Abate tied up nicely by Thronson. NC State goes back the other way. Alan Langston backhands it all the way down. This will be icing. And NC State has to come back to their defensive end with 1:36 left on the man advantage.
Well, right now, Liberty doing a fantastic job of just not letting NC State get set up. Ever since Nick Shook took that penalty, the Ice Pack can't get in their own zone. You'd think they were the ones that took the 5-minute major, but they're not. Liberty's done a fantastic job down a man, just keep holding the line, and they literally have a line just 4 across, not making it very hard on NC State to get in deep. Get the puck in deep, I think, is what NC State needs to do, though. Just get a dump over their heads and go chase it. But they got to get possession first.
Lamoureux walking in short-handed in a blocker save made by Toyer on the near side. Excellent penalty kill from Liberty. A little bit more of a power kill.
Yeah, but I think Isaac Toyer is starting to become a bit of a story in this game. He's saved all 19 that he's faced so far.
Here's Gifford with speed. He's going to take it straight to the net. Tripped up as he takes the shot. And NC State will get set up in the offensive end. Centering pass from Langston goes all the way down the ice. 55 seconds left on the man advantage.
Got to be quick if you're Thronson. Your Emmy's coming out with a fresh set of legs. But good to see Gifford back out there after taking a hit in front of the net, his first shift back since that injury.
Prasma has space through neutral ice. Down the left wing with 40 seconds left on the man advantage. His shot deflected, floats over the net, re-centered. Nobody there in a white jersey. Thronson shoots it back around the wall. Kaufman will be the first to it along the near side. He'll play it back down low for Johnson. Down to 25 seconds of power play time. Centering pass, tipped on goal. Selke there to seal off the near post. Reese Johnson has the loose puck. Back for Prasma. He'll walk in with it. Looking across for Shook. It's out of his reach. This could be a potential chance here for Liberty. And, well, it is going to turn into a chance. Emmy strips the puck in on a breakaway save made by Toyer, and he'll hold on to the rebound. Isaac Toyer comes up with yet another big save.
Now, Thronson's going to probably buy some drinks for Toyer tonight. Just misplayed the puck there, just making sure Emmy wasn't going to get it. And sometimes, you know, you're like, hey, I just want to protect it here, keep possession. Sometimes it costs you. Emmy coming at full speed. He's the fastest player on this team. He's been just a crook in the neck for the Ice Pack tonight. Does it once again, but Toyer makes a fantastic save. But 4 seconds off this major penalty, and I think Liberty's got all momentum right now, killing off a 5-minute major, down 3-0. You know, that next goal is going to be the most important, and Liberty's got the momentum going for them.
And we're back to 5-on-5 as the shot from Dylan Kent is snagged by Toyer for another faceoff. He stopped 21 of 21 so far.
It's just been a force, a brick wall in the net tonight, and NC State hasn't really done much to help him out recently, but Addison Lawrence did it last night as well. Didn't get much help in terms of the amount of shots that he faced from his defense, but he was able to save well over 40. Isaac Toyer wants to do the same tonight. He's currently on pace to do so.
NC State clears the zone off the draw. Shoveled back in by Liberty's Antonio Vidal. Pressure behind the goal. Lapani looking to the far side. Daniel there at the hashes. He'll be knocked down by Vidal and hit again, and he'll be slow to get up. NC State in control. Langston absorbs a hit as he throws it around the wall. Daniel back up on his feet. He's going to knock a man down. Play will carry on. Kent floats it to the middle. Bouncing puck. Pad save made by Toyer. We've got another penalty coming up, this time to Liberty, and it's going to be a high sticking penalty against Antonio Vidal, and now NC State will get another power play chance.
There was a lot of just stick checking, a lot of checks and body checks in general as well during that last sequence, but it's one of those sequences where the refs let it happen, but then they see one thing and they say, all right, you're going to go in for it, even though yours wasn't the main thing that happened there. That could be called a penalty. But the forward from Phillipsburg, New Jersey, Antonio Vidal, is going to get 2 for that high stick. NC State back to the power play where they've struggled tonight, Chris.
Yeah, 0 for 3. I believe that 5-minute major only counts as an 0 for 1, even though it's 2.5 almost. But NC State 0 for 3 on the man advantage tonight. And they'll go to work here. Prasma moves it up top. Thronson along the blue line for Shook. He'll slide it down low. Gets caught up in the skates of Kaufman, and it's cleared out.
This Liberty penalty kill, really special teams in general, has just been truly a spectacle to watch. They've been fantastic on the penalty kill, on the power play, and another power play that they have to face. They've done a good job on the kill as that one just goes wide.
Shook at the blue line, unable to hold it in the zone. Thronson will retreat for it. He's got some pressure here from Roman Lamoureux. We've talked, Nick, about Anthony Emmy. Lamoureux at least as fast as Emmy. Probably the two fastest guys on skates tonight.
Don't leave out Jared Matley either. He's a speed demon too.
Shot from an off angle for Nick Shook is swallowed up by Selke. Face off in front of the Liberty net with 1:02 left on the power play. And 8:41 in the period.
Chris, I don't know if it's just me, but the energy in this building right now just seems a little lackluster for a big game like this. Battle for the wagon wheel, a top 7 matchup in the region. Second period, 3-0 NC State lead. The home crowd's got a 3-goal lead. I just don't think the energy level's there right now, and this is the perfect time for Liberty, a road team, to just put that foot down and just keep swallowing up the energy away from the home crowd.
Weglars now for NC State. Fires away, and a glove save made there by Selke. Not sure if it was on net or not, but another face-off coming here as NC State tries to break through on the power play. They've had a total of about 8 minutes of power play time now. If you take out the 4-on-4 time during the major, and they're still yet to really generate many good opportunities off the man advantage. Here's Gifford. Space down the right wing, has McEnany in the middle, all alone. McEnany with a backhander wide. It's caught up on the back of the goal. McEnany to it. In the corner, Liberty shoots it around the wall. Held in by Gifford, fired across to McEnany high slot. He'll step away from pressure. Down low, has a man open in Talon Langston. He'll walk behind the net. Worked into the corner, played back up top for Weglars. He'll look things over. Slid back to the near side. Shot coming from Herman. Misses just wide, and it ricochets out of the zone and all the way down. That will kill off the penalty.
That's now 4 times that an Ice Pack player has been left alone with Christian Selke. Just nobody on Liberty in between the two. And finally for Liberty, they catch a break and have one go wide, or Selke may have got a piece of that one as well, but they've got to help him out. They're leaving him out there to just dry a lot of the time tonight.
Excellent effort there by Harrell and DM of Liberty to win that board battle. Emmy now on the left wing. Leaves it for Kaner. He'll be tied up there by Brenner behind the goal. Stolen away by Ricky Frosch. Fought for in the corner now. Liberty takes it back. Emmy tied up with a few white jerseys. And now NC State clears. That was Oliver elevating it out. Kaner again. Trying to play it off the wall. Hit the linesman with it. And so Liberty will have to reset on the forecheck. Brenner now along the hashes. To play it back deep for Frosch, who shoots it around the wall. Pinching in, McGuire Graham kicks it back down low. Harrell trying to center. Puck loose in the slot. Brenner comes away with it for the Pack. He'll circle back behind the goal. 6.5 minutes left in the period. As NC State carries it up and out, and we're going to get a whistle and a penalty here on Emery Oliver, who protests the interference call.
Yeah, it was a hit away from the play on Roman Lamoureux, who's a little slow to get up and off the ice, and I don't think I've ever seen Oliver in this much protest for a penalty. But it's going to be 2 minutes for Liberty. They're 0 for 2 in the power play tonight, but this is a power play unit I think is just on the cusp. They're right there in terms of getting it past Isaac Toyer. Chris, I'm going to go out with a little bit of a prediction. I think 3rd time's a charm here for the Flames.
Yeah, Liberty 0 for 2 so far on the man advantage. As you mentioned, their power play has had fantastic movement throughout. They've created the chances that, as I mentioned, it doesn't feel like NC State has been able to on special teams. NC State does win the draw. Bodied down but not held in by Thomas Kaner. Good pressure here from Prasma. He's going to go after it again with Kaner retreating for it. Good pressure from the NC State penalty killer. First 15 seconds off the penalty now. Pollock will carry it in down the left wing. Pestered there by Prasma and Darlene. Knocked loose. Darlene throws it off the side of the goal. It ricochets out in front. Cleaned up by Herman. He'll carry it out and clear it down the rink, as NC State needs to get some fresh legs out there on the kill. 1:25 left on the man advantage. Picking up pace down that right wing as Matley tries to force his way in short side. It'll be knocked away. NC State can't clear though. Kaner now. Back down low, Emmy takes the shot. Glove down by Toyer, and then the net comes off its moorings, which is unfortunate for Liberty. They had a gaping 4x6 on the near side.
They did, and Mark Padgett was there, but I don't think they would have scored because Emmy took the puck and button hooked back to where all the commotion was. If he turned the other way, if that goal was still on its moorings, that was an easy goal for him. I don't know if he was doing that just because the play had ended and he knew that, or if he genuinely just didn't know that that wide open net was there.
Kaner at the blue line, down to Emmy, back up top for Pollock. He'll step into one. Pinballs through traffic and wide. Kaner back to the rebound. Again to Pollock. Pass down low for Padgett. Looking cross ice. It hits Prasma, and NC State clears it down the rink. They'll get a couple more fresh bodies out there with 48 seconds left on the main advantage for Liberty.
That was an impatient pass there from Liberty. They've been moving the puck really well tonight. They got stuck for a second. This is their third power play. They're having trouble again in terms of getting shots on goal despite good movement. That caused that turnover.
Good chance in front. 2 tries from Martin. He can't put it on goal. Lamoureux created some chaos in front with his speed. Liberty still going to work. DM fans on the shot. Lamoureux with the try, and it deflects up and over top. Still 20 seconds of power play time. Kent walking the blue line. Saucers it over there for Martin. Again to Kent. Walks in from the near circle. A glove save made by Toyer. Great eyes from the goaltender tonight. He's seeing the puck well.
He is, and that's a really good shooting lane for for Dylan Kent there, the defenseman from Beaumont, Alberta. But Isaac Toyer says, hey, you're going to use my own players to screen my own defenseman. I'm going to leak out. I know exactly where you're trying to go. Had his glove there ready in position. He's just in a groove right now. We talk to him and Lawrence a lot post games when they have great games. They say that we just get in great grooves, which is why we make good saves like that.
Kent tees one up, ricochets to the near side, and Lamoureux pops it up and out of play. There's an NC State defenseman slow to get up. That's Lapani, who took the brunt of that shot from Dylan Kent.
Looks like Lapani just a bit of a stinger, almost a jinx by me there on Isaac Toyer, but good to see Lapani's all right. Another face-off in this O-zone for Liberty, who last 40 seconds now have been down on this end. Lapani actually going to get off the ice here. So
just 3 seconds of power play time left as Liberty forces it into the near corner off the draw. Back to 5-on-5. The Flames now 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Looking for some space. Kaufman trying to clear it out. Knocked down by Kent. Shot coming from the top of the far circle, and Harrell unable to find the net with it. Back out to the blue line. Kent chips it back in once more. Sent right back out by Kaufman. Stolen away by Dylan Kent. And he'll just float it back into the NC State end once more. Sodden fires it up the far wall. He's got an open teammate there in Weglars. Looking to the middle. Shook gets a touch to it. Steps around his defenseman. Shook in. Lost the handle. He'll go careening into the boards, and Liberty takes it back the other way. Kent once more. Slides it to the middle for Corey Owen. Stepping in. His shot blocked. Second attempt knocked away by Toyer. And NC State will have to get back and defend. McGuire Graham shot. Catches the stick of Kaufman, who blocks it. Now Weglars spinning in the far corner, able to clear the zone.
I thought Corey Owens was going to bury one there. He just couldn't get all of the elevation that he needed on his stick to get past Toyer. Great job by Toyer forcing that elevation. Knew Owens was going to have a hard time getting there. Thus why no goal.
Puck slid back around behind the NC State net. Weglars elevates it up and out, touched along by Johnson, pardon me. It's a 2-on-1 with Kaufman, and a glove save there from Selke as Johnson elected to take the shot himself, and a face-off to that blocker side of the Liberty goaltender. This is a great play by Johnson.
Yeah, first off, he gets the bouncing puck on his stick as he lifts it up. Then he got around 2 defenders, said, I'm just going to take it all away. I think he could have passed it to Kaufman there, but Pollock did a fantastic job for Liberty, taking away that passing lane, forcing a shot, and he let Selke make the save when he needed to, and Selke flashed the leather.
Down to 3 minutes left in this second period. NC State still shutting out Liberty as Darlene and Daniel sandwich Martin there on the dump in. Liberty will get another power play. DM shot. Blocker save made there by Toyer. Swatted at by Martin. And now NC State will touch up, and it'll be another power play for the Liberty Flames here.
Interesting to see if this might be a charge. I'm assuming it's on the big hit. Don't have anybody yet. And we're going to get a look at that big hit. Daniel behind. Just Darlene just crunching him. Well, they might send actually Andrew Bronson, so it might not actually be on that hit.
Waiting to see exactly what the call here is from the officials. It's going to be, as you mentioned, Thronson going off. I think he was the second Ice Pack player into that collision.
It's going to be interference.
And it's actually going to be Daniel who was on the back end of that play.
It's going to be interference on Scott Daniel. And so Liberty will go on now their 4th penalty, but I didn't really see what Scott Daniel did there on the penalty to draw that penalty. Might have been out of our look. Liberty, though, back on the power play once again. They have to get something going, though, on this power play. They're getting another great opportunity towards the end of this period. They have to strike on this one.
DM across to Pollock. It hops his stick. He'll get back to it and shoot it deep. Martin works it back up top for Pollock. He'll walk the blue line. Slid back down low for Martin in his skates. He'll get some pressure there from Darlene. Forced back up to the blue line. Pollock goes D to D with DM. Down the boards. Able to find Josh Harrell under some pressure. Lamoureux works it back up top. DM back to Lamoureux. Prasma there to create some problems. Shot goes wide for Lamoureux. Hacked at there by Herman. It's not out. The follow-up, though, from Darlene will clear the zone.
No shots yet for Liberty through that first sequence. In fact, we haven't really seen too many shots from the Flames. The past 10 minutes, just 2 on goal. NC State, about 4 or 5 in that range. So it's been a bit of more of a slogfest the last couple of minutes.
Lamoureux using his speed to break into the offensive end. Puck knocked off his stick below the goal line. Worked up by NC State. Prasma has time and space, and he'll wait and then shoot it down the rink. 50 seconds left of power play time for the Flames. 1.5 minutes left in the period.
Lapani back out there for NC State, a good sign.
Turning at the top of the circles, it's Paget. Played across for Kaner. Top power play unit out there now for Liberty. In comes Kaner, forced it on goal, and a save made by Toyer. He'll cover it up in the splits. And now we've got some extracurriculars after the play, and it looks like Lapani's going to be headed off here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like a Liberty player went down, then Lapani went on top of him after. We're going to get a good look on the replay here, about even level with where everything happened. A lot of chaos in front, just take it strong to the net. A really good job, I believe, from Thomas Kaner, and then this is where everything ensued. Lapani went down, and then right there at the end, right as we cut away from the replay, gave another hit a little bit up high to the neck area. It's going to be 5-on-3 NC State. They just can't keep their composure right now in their head. They get a lot of bad penalties recently. Another chance for Liberty, 5-on-3. You're giving the team that just has so much speed, such great puck movement, even more room to do so.
Well, they've got a little over 30 seconds of 5-on-3 time. And they'll look to set it up. Kent, top of the near circle. Walking to the slot. His shot hits Oliver and deflects out of the zone. Big block there for NC State. They've got Oliver out there with Darlene and Thronson. Paget will step back in. Stops high in the zone. Works with it at the blue line. Now Kent across. Kaner shot deflects high and wide. Kent back to the rebound. 4 seconds of 5-on-3 time. Paget back across for Kent. He'll walk into the slot. Toyer out of position. Waiting, they score. It was coming eventually. Toyer a little bit overcommitted to that shot. Kent wisely outweights it, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, and Toyer, they just get him out of position like you said, Chris. It's a good job waiting. Toyer ends up running into Darlene, his own teammate, and it just creates a wide open net. Matley's just standing there letting it all happen. The only saving grace for NC State here was that I believe the goal came at the end of the 5-on-3 when it was 5-on-4, so it looks like it's going to be 5-on-5, but I said it, 3-goal lead, most dangerous lead in hockey. Whoever gets the next goal is the most important. It's the Liberty Flames, and we've seen third period collapses from NC State all season. Liberty wants to make another one into that book.
40 seconds left in this period. If you're NC State or Liberty, you can't go to sleep here on this final shift. A little bit of confusion here. I think the change made by Liberty took too long, and now they're trying to add changes to that lineup, and the officials aren't having any of it.
Yeah, now we've got some arguments. Head coach Ben Hughes of the Flames is...
I think head coach Tim Healy's a little bit impatient, too. This has been taking a while. There were a lot of Liberty players around the bench before we got to this extra incident.
I think they're trying to get Tucker to come
and
back out.
At some point, this is a delay of game.
Yeah, I was
This has become,
say that.
the officials tell you who should be on the ice, just put them on there and play. Eventually, this is a delay of game.
Yeah, they got to get him back out.
And I think that's what Coach Healy's upset about. Say, hey, this is taking too long.
And I think Ben Hughes is asking why.
And they're adding more players. There are now 6 players on the ice again.
And I think Ben Hughes thought they were still on the power play. I think that was what was going on there. And they're going to drop the puck despite the goal scorer, Kent, still getting over the boards.
Well, and Liberty forcing their way in. Kaufman on the back check ties it up, but the Flames able to set up in the offensive end. DM at the blue line holds the zone. He dives after it, pokes it to the middle. NC State reverses it back the other way. Nick Shook has it knocked off his stick. Back in the neutral zone, Frosch plays it to the wall. Hacked at by Johnson. Gets stuck up in front of the NC State bench. 11 seconds left in the period now. Flames will get control. DM will elevate it into the zone. And this is where the clock is likely to run out on period number 2. So both teams pick up a goal here in the second period. And so, Nick, the Ice Pack will take that 2-goal advantage into the third period.
Yeah, they will, but they wanted it to be 3-0. But just some bad penalties from NC State once again cost them. We saw it a lot earlier this season, way back in September, October. Penalties costing them games all over the season. This season, especially during that time frame, even in November. We saw NC State blow multiple goal leads, specifically in the third period alone. Liberty got the goal after being down 3-0. That's the goal that you want if you're down 3-0 because it generates all the momentum. You need that next one, obviously, to come back. But we always say it, 3-goal leads the most dangerous in hockey. Liberty's trying to prove that point tonight.
All right, 40 minutes down, 20 to go. NC State leads at 3-1. We'll be back with the second intermission.
Nick Perazzi back here in Invisalign Arena with assistant coach Alex Fong. Alex, second period, tied in the goal column 1-1. Liberty got the goal after it was 3-0. We always say the next goal after 3-0 is the most important. Going into the third, what's going to be that message when you head back to the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, it just has to be stay out of the box. We're up 3-0, had a 5-minute major, chance to stretch the lead, and we take a penalty, and we kind of kill all of our momentum there. That's kind of how they got started back, so really just stay out of the box.
Now offensively in the shot column, you guys went from 12 shots in the first period to 8 this period, just the one goal this period as well. Not a lot of high scoring opportunities. Yeah. What do you think's got to change in terms of just generating those opportunities?
I hate to say the same thing again, but when you spend like 8-10 minutes in the box, you're not going to get that many shots and get that many opportunities. So just staying disciplined here to finish out the game.
And that was a story of last night's game as well. Liberty getting a bunch of chances because of NC State mistakes or just dumb decisions, if you will, that they made, just to be blunt with it, and Liberty taking advantage of it. Going into this third, though, back to the regular line change. Liberty with a lot of speed. We've seen NC State have 4 chances where it's just been them with the puck and then Liberty's goalie. So going into that third, how do you look for more opportunities like that in terms of not making stupid mistakes, but when it's 5-on-5?
Yeah, I mean, it's all mental and it's all discipline, right? And it all starts in the D zone. So we just got to make sure we're doing a good job tracking back to our own net, picking up guys, and then that's where we kind of turn up and get going the other way.
Well, you said it. The key to this next period for NC State is going to be the brain, just being mentally smart. When me and Chris come back, we're going to break down what we saw in the second period and break down what we expect to see in the third period.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better. Oh, don't forget about hot ovens. Or hot peppers. Hot springs, hot chocolate. Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons. Hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese. Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library, Don Diablo.
Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
My name is Zach Herman. I'm the captain of the NC State Ice Pack, and I was born and raised in the Raleigh area. We are a self-funded program doing our best to represent our university and the local hockey community in Raleigh on a national level.
My name is Alex James, and I'm a senior assistant captain from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The group you're watching out on the ice is a family, and that family does its best to represent you and the rest of the NC State community as best we can each and every day. Some of my top memories from this program include playing in front of over 20,000 NC State fans at Carter Finley, playing in front of over 10,000 NC State fans at Lenovo Center every year, and getting to play in front of a packed house every Friday night at Invisalign Arena.
We welcome and appreciate all your support along the way. Go Pack!
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Well, it's a 3-1 lead for the NC State Ice Pack over the Liberty Flames here at Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman and Nick Perazzi with you at the second intermission. And Nick, You know, one of the things we talked a lot about, and we've talked a ton about this season, is discipline for this NC State team, and it got away from them a bit in that second period.
It's rearing its ugly head again for NC State. That's the best way to put it right now, and it's exactly what it is. I mentioned it right before we went to break, after we ended the second period. This is the same problem NC State has had in September, October. You know, I'm just thinking of those South Carolina game before they played outside in Charlotte, the Alabama game, the 2 Rider games, and almost carbon copies of this. You don't want that to be, especially that UNC and UNH game, because they had leads where they were up by multiple goals. They blew them in the third period because of just bad penalties, and they ended up losing those games. They can't make it a repeat tonight against the number 2 team in the whole of the Southeast in D2 hockey, because they're going to capitalize.
Absolutely, and I think you look at the timing of the penalties as well. You take a penalty, 30 seconds into a 5-minute major penalty, really breaks it up into kind of 2 separate penalties, and they're unable to score on that in both periods now. They've taken penalties late. They've given Liberty the chance to build momentum going into the intermission, and this time the Flames do capitalize on a power play goal by Dylan Kent.
Yeah, they do, and Kent going against what I said of what I wanted some other Liberty players to do and just let it rip right away. Kent waiting right in front, ended up having Darlene skate all the way back in the Toyer. Didn't think he was going to come that far out, and it allowed Kent to have a wide open net. Toyer on his bottom. There was no chance he was going to make a save like that. 3-1. Liberty's got momentum. I mentioned it that period. The crowd was kind of dead. NC State's got to try to get this crowd back into it. The band's not doing the best job as they could tonight, I don't think. No disrespect to them. They're doing everything they can. I just don't think this crowd is as into it as other crowds that we've seen, and they've got to generate their own momentum because for some reason this crowd's not feeding off the band tonight.
Well, one player you mentioned in there was Isaac Toyer, and really the only mistake he's made was overcommitting to that first shot from Dylan Kent. Other than that, you look at it, he stopped, I believe, 22 or 21 shots so far tonight. He's only let in 1. Big reason NC State has this lead.
Very big reason. How about Selke there on the other end? All 3 goals have been breakaway opportunities where it's just been him and an NC State player with the puck. But going back to Isaac Toyer, it was his only mistake, but think of the crease where goalies are as a bit of a shell. And he was a turtle poking out of his shell. We saw him do it a couple other times, able to take away some high elevation shots. This time though, friendly fire, had a teammate run into them. And that's sometimes the casualties of just coming out of your shell a little bit. That's what happened there on that goal.
Well, we'll see if Liberty can take that goal and turn it into momentum to start the third period. We're going to step aside here. When we return, we'll take a look ahead at the final 20 minutes. Right now, NC State holds a 3-1 advantage over the Liberty Flames. 20 minutes to go. closing in on the third period between Liberty and NC State. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi back with you here at the second intermission. We're now going to take a look ahead. NC State doesn't have to kill any penalty time like they did to start the second, but I think that's going to be at the forefront of their mind is discipline, discipline, discipline.
And it is. We mentioned it on the other side of that break. You know, a lot of these games NC State loses are because of their bad decisions with what they do in their head and what they do on the ice. It doesn't correlate to good success sometimes in terms of going to the penalty box. This third period, I know Tim Henley's stressing right now in that locker room, discipline, discipline, discipline. We've heard him yell at his players before in that locker room about discipline, about even games they won yelling to them about discipline. He's more than likely doing the same right now because it's costing NC State. One power play goal for Liberty, but again, they're the number 2 team in the country the region for a reason.
Yeah, and I think the other thing you look at, I think if you look at Liberty, what they did really well in the second period that I don't think they did as well in the first is getting to the interior. There's, of course, the Under Armour saying, protect this house. You've got to protect the house, that area in front of the net, in the slot, down deep in front of Ice Victoria. You did a good job for the most part keeping the puck out of the net, but the more Liberty gets there, the more likely they are to score.
Well, protect this house. As Isaac Torre saying, I will, to kind of feed back off that little slogan there from Under Armour. But I think for NC State, you know, why not keep up with the trend of slogans? NC State needs to just do it. They need to get out of their own zone. They really just need to rally together and not take a penalty. If you're Liberty, you've done a fantastic job in that second period. You're still down 2, same spot where you were in that first period, but I think you feel a lot better going into this third. You've got all the momentum right now. You've sucked some life out of this building. The band's trying to get it going again. They've done a great job all season. We'll see if they can in the third.
Well, it's a late power play goal from Dylan Kent that gives Liberty the momentum. 3-1 lead for NC State with 20 minutes to go.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better. Oh, don't forget about hot ovens. Or hot peppers. Hot springs, hot chocolate. Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons. Hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese. Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
Men's health is worth fighting for.
Men are 3 times less likely to ask for help if they are struggling.
Nearly 100 men will lose their lives to suicide each day. Men are more likely to suffer from substance abuse disorders.
Men need to thrive, not just survive.
We're here to champion men's wellness.
One man at a time.
We are stronger
together.
The conversation about men's mental health continues.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
My name is Zach Herman. I'm the captain of the NC State Ice Pack, and I was born and raised in the Raleigh area. We are a self-funded program doing our best to represent our university and the local hockey community in Raleigh on a national level.
My name is Alex James, and I'm a senior assistant captain from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The group you're watching out on the ice is a family, and that family does its best to represent you and the rest of the NC State community as best we can each and every day. Some of my top memories from this program include playing in front of over 20,000 NC State fans at Carter Finley, playing in front of over 10,000 NC State fans at Lenovo Center every year, and getting to play in front of a packed house every Friday night at Invisalign Arena.
We welcome and appreciate all your support along the way. Go Pack!
Third period underway here in Morrisville, North Carolina. NC State with a 3-1 lead. Liberty in the dark uniforms moving left to right here in the final period. Moving right to left in those white uniforms is NC State. Liberty picking up right where they left off. The goal scorer, Kent, wrists one wide of the goal. It'll be slapped out of the zone by Gifford. And NC State will get some relief. Turnover. Prasma all alone in front, waiting, and a big save made by Selke. The Liberty netminder stands tall. And it stays 3-1. Darlene spun around and upended. No call. Play carries on. Herman walking through traffic in on goal, and he pushes it just wide, looking for the hat trick. Couple of good chances in tight for NC State. Pass cross ice, knocked down by Herman. Both teams need a change. And NC State will shoot it back up the ice. It hit a body on the way down, so no icing. Pollock gets to it for Liberty. Backhands it up the wall. Weglars gets to the blue line to hold the zone. Here's Kaufman. He'll sweep it deep. First one there is Liberty's Josh Harrell. Held in over on the far side, though. NC State with a good forecheck here. Along the near side now. Neal shoots it out. This one misses everybody, but it deflects. Ooh, just missed the net. It will be icing.
I don't think that should have been icing there. There was clearly a blue jersey in the area. I'm trying to see exactly who it was for Liberty, but I mean, that puck bounced right to him. Very surprised they called that. No change for Liberty. NC State's just going to run out with the same 5 as well. But there was a bate for Liberty that was right there, and they still blew that icing.
Kaufman wins the draw. Weglars with the shot. Good vision there from Selke to find that one in the glove. And we'll do it all over.
18:29, plenty of time left in this one, but sooner rather than later, you know, Liberty's breaking down the period. They want to have one by 10 minutes for sure to cut it into one. They just want to be down by 1 with 10 to go, and then just move on from there. One at a time, and this can help.
Misplayed there by Lapani. Chance here for Martin. He scores. Rips one top corner on Toyer. And just a minute, 39 seconds into the period, the NC State lead is cut in half.
Kind of spoke that one into existence there. You know, just need one before 10 minutes. Well, how about one before 18 minutes left to go? And it's just a pure out rush the other way from the forward from Yorktown, Virginia. Joshua Martin gets his 5th goal of the season. And it was just pure speed getting down there. We mentioned speed all night. Bad mistake, NC State. Liberty's cut the deficit all the way down to 1. We've got a brand new hockey game as NC State tries to shake it off.
It'll be shot in by Nick Shook. Behind the net, Selke has a little bit of trouble with it. DM back there to help. He'll move it along to that far side wing. Lamoureux retreats with it into the corner. Shook there to put some pressure on. Lamoureux chips it up and out. Gets back to it around the red line. Plays it along now for Owens. He'll take the shot. Looks like Toyer got a blocker to it. Toyer looking a little bit shaky to start the period. That was a good shot from Martin to score on, but it does seem to have gotten to Toyer a little bit, who has been really, really strong. NC State shoots this one all the way down. Icing is the call, and we'll head back to the NC State end for the faceoff.
Well, NC State made a mistake. Liberty capitalized on it. You had an insurance goal there for a reason. Now you've only got one. No insurance, no room for mistakes. You got to look to get that one back. And if you're Liberty, keep the pressure. I think they got to Toyer a little bit, gave up 2 goals in the span of take it about 3 minutes of game time, less than that really. And so Liberty's on a hot streak right now. They're looking to keep it going.
Kent loads it up, reloads and shoots it into traffic. Back to Kent again. Looks things over, takes the shot, hit a body on the way through. That was Matley, and now NC State able to get it out of the zone. Kaufman plays it along for Frosch coming in. He's got Shook with him. Frosch with the shot. Body down there by Selke. It's loose behind the goal as they jam away for it. NC State to the loose puck first. Shook double team there though, and Kaner knocks it down the ice. Back the other way come the Flames. With speed, it's Matley trying to work his way around Darlene, who knocks the puck loose. Centering pass loose in the slot. Liberty gets to it first. Paget back up the wall for Kaner. He'll look it over. Slides one in towards goal. Pad save made twice by Toyer. And now NC State going to push away Matley, who took a couple extra pokes. But Toyer, I mentioned I wasn't sure exactly how he looked after that second goal. makes a very nice save there.
And that's the response you want if you're NC State. You want a response like that for Toyer. Also got to give a shout out though to Jared Matley going in hard at the net and then just throwing his hands up after the play, taking one for the team, said I'm not going to retaliate back. I'm just going to go skate right back to my bench.
Down the wall. Shot blocked there by Darlene. Back to it, though, is Cooper Neal. Forces it down below the goal line. It'll be gloved down by Abate. His centering pass stolen. NC State able to clear it out. This one's going to slide right in on goal. Selke has to play it, so no icing. Harrell pushes it forward for Martin, the goal scorer this period. He's got speed. Right back down that left wing. He does it again. Second time in a row from the same spot that Toyer gets beat by Martin. And 3.5 minutes into the period, we're tied at 3.
A zebra can only run around a sleeping lion for so long before the lion wakes up. NC State the zebra, Liberty the lion, and that's exactly what this game has happened. 3 in a row for Liberty. Put it on the bingo card if you want, but 3-0 lead's the most dangerous lead in hockey. We just saw it there. 40 seconds left in the second period. This game was 3-0 NC State. In the matter of about 4 minutes and about 23 seconds of game time, Liberty has tied it up at 3.
If you're NC State, you need Isaac Toyer to shake those two off. That's 2 goals from, you'd consider a bad angle. And if you're NC State, you cannot let Martin down the left wing again after those last 2. Lamoureux, he'll slide one in front just wide of the near post. Liberty all over the ice pack here early in this third period. Turning with it now. Walking to the middle. Chance there and a save made by Toyer on Owens. NC State will clear the zone, but right now the ice pack just look like they're trying to survive.
I mean, they're so far back on their heels right now, they might fall off a cliff. I mean, Liberty's just dominating the start of this third period. It looks just like last night when Liberty was getting back into the game. And here they come again with all that speed.
Lamoureux takes the shot. Whistles one wide of the near side. Long rebound out for NC State. Here comes Herman down the left wing. Looking to the middle. Finds a man high slot. Gifford with the shot. Rebounds loose there too. And Selke is on it. We'll get a face-off in the offensive end for NC State, but a little bit of extra after the whistle first.
Yeah, Gifford in between that little scrumming match there. It's his first shift back since he took that energy. Thought he came back earlier, but this is actually his first shift back. Good to see him back out there. He's coming off, though, and he still looks like he's not fully 100%. Something to keep an eye on. But NC State's going to take the rest of that first line out there. They're going to roll with Langston, Gilmore, and Johnson as the 3 forwards. Liberty, though, has got speed. Anthony Emmy out there. He loves to sit at the red line when they're on defense.
He'll cheat out just like you said right now. NC State got to keep an eye on him as they go to work in the corner. Here's Johnson working with it. Turning on a dime. Johnson walking out in front. Finds Gilmore. Big glove save made there by Selke. Gilmore didn't get a lot on the backhand, but still a nice stop from the netminder.
Still forced Selke to jump out there and make a pretty good save. We're going to get a good look at him. Watch how he has to load up on that right foot, that right skate as the puck goes across, and just do a desperation dive. He doesn't know what's over there, and he just kind of dove out. Actually didn't really jump, but he still had to go out and get low and just make sure he snags that one away.
Langston on the draw against Neal. Langston wins it for the Pack. Shot hits a body on the way in. Liberty will get to the loose puck first. Stolen back, though, by Johnson. He's tied up in the corner. Walks out of that pressure as it knocked loose as he steps to the middle, though. Neal plays it forward. Big hit there by Corman on Abate at the blue line. Cleared back in by NC State. Selke helps it around. First one there is Martin, and NC State will pin it to the wall. Martin gets back to it, floats it out to the middle for Harrell to take with speed. He'll carry it down the right wing. Stops on the hashes. He'll retreat back to the blue line before shooting it in. All the way around for Pollock. Across for Owens. Knocked away by McEnany. Tucker coming off the bench fresh for Liberty will take it back and skate it down the left wing. Quick shot, deflected wide. Back to it, though, is Tucker. Leaves it for Owens, who's knocked down in the corner. Heavy hit will continue play. Tucker again tees up a slapper and misses wide. Stepping in, Diem holds the zone. He's going to be pinned to the wall by Corwin. Langston in there to help for NC State. It pops loose up the wall, though, and Liberty has it again. Shot coming through traffic. Save made on Abate by Toyer. Here's Diem walking in, top of the circle, shot, and that one gets out of play. Not sure that it ever got to Toyer, but Liberty back on it here against NC State. A lot of pressure.
They're just circling Isaac Toyer right now. He's the little fish in the middle of all these circling sharks, and Liberty's doing a fantastic job of just trying to get around Toyer and in his head. They're moving the puck well. NC State has no response all of a sudden to anything Liberty does offensively. It's just been an all-out blitzkrieg from Liberty to start this third, and I don't expect it to stop.
Hacked in by Brenner. Steered to the corner by the stick of Selke, worked back up to the blue line. Darlene with the shot, seen all the way by Selke, and he'll get a glove to it.
I got to give a lot of credit. This is my first game with Eric Darling playing that I'm calling, and he's just been all over the place, making big physical hits. 2 of them now in this game. Has a lot of effort on those pucks that go up against the boards, trying to win those. Also has a great presence offensively. Still looking for his first goal with those yellow laces, but I've been impressed from the true freshman who joined the team just a couple months ago.
Nick Shook with the shot. That one doesn't get through. Cleaned up by Liberty, and Harrell will skate it out with some speed. Forced off the puck at the NC State bench. He'll just shoot it deep. NC State looks to break it back out. Errant breakout pass. Harrell will send it right back in, and the Ice Pack will regroup. 7 minutes gone here in this third period. Liberty, 2 quick strikes to tie the game. They've carried the momentum for most of this period. NC State trying to get set up offensively. Shook steps away from a hit. His centering pass intercepted though, and Cooper Neal looks cross ice for Martin. Already 2 goals here for Martin in this third period. His centering pass stolen away though. Reese Johnson back into the offensive end for NC State. Blocker save made by Selke. Rebound collected by Kaufman. NC State needs to get some fresh legs out there. Kaufman walking with it from the high slot. Shot stopped. Body down in front by Padgett. He almost knocked it in his own net there. Cleared out by the Flames again. Weglar's under some pressure from Emmy. Will play it to space and go after it. Matley gets there first, though, and Liberty takes over.
That pressure from Emmy is the reason why Liberty won that puck back, but Gifford wins it back.
Steal from Gifford. Backhands one high over the net. First one there is Prasma for NC State. Has it taken back, though, by Thomas Kaner. Kaner up the right wing. Looking to the middle, has Kent there. Pinballs off a couple of NC State players, and Toyer will steer it wide. NC State back the other way. If they've got enough speed, they've got numbers. Here's Herman. He scores! Oh, what a finish! The captain with his third, and NC State takes back the lead.
A hat trick for Zach Herman, the captain. He's telling the band to play. He's orchestrating them. He knows how important they are and how they can get this crowd going. Herman says, all right, the crowd for some reason is not into you guys. I am. Just a perfect snipe over Selke, and he's able to put NC State back in front 4-3. That's a captain bailing out the rest of his team right there. NC State was just fell flat like past about 9 minutes of this game almost, and Zach Herman just put all of that to rest. Back to a 1-goal game.
Oh, they'll have to defend the lead. Diem looking to even it up. He'll take it right in. Toyer makes the save on the near side. NC State clears the puck out of danger. Back up to the blue line. Rink wide pass connects there with Tucker. His shot swallowed up by Toyer, pardon me, for a faceoff.
What a game. I mean, we got a hat trick from Herman. It denies a natural hat trick that Joshua Martin was going for, who came into this game with just 4 goals. We've seen a 3-0 lead blown. We've seen NC State take it back. We've seen a lot of penalties as well. We've seen a power play goal. This game's had everything. We've even had a player get ejected.
Liberty will control off the draw. From the blue line, glove save made on Lamoureux, and we'll get another face-off.
All right now, 11-17 left. If you're NC State, Liberty's right back on you. They're back hounding you. They're dominating the shot total now 35-27. They keep increasing that lead in the shots. It looks like it's going to be another 40-shot night for Liberty.
From the blue line, shot from DM doesn't get through. Over to the rebound is Darlene. He'll float it out of the zone. Liberty back in control. Some pressure there from Johnson to knock it loose, but the Flames still able to send it deep. That was Tucker. Liberty needs a change. NC State with time and space to move forward. Darlene stops at his own blue line. Lamoureux knocks it loose. Flames will shoot it back in on the forecheck. Thronson fires it around the wall. Gilmore chips it up and out. And Liberty, Lamoureux avoided that puck, but Liberty with 6 players on the ice there for a few seconds. A little bit of a protest from the NC State bench. Martin with speed again, looking to cut to the middle, lost an edge there. NC State can't clear though. Shoveled back in by Pollock. NC State will move it along. Lapani chips it off the glass, bouncing puck gets out of the zone. Pollock retreats for it. He'll fire it right back around the boards. About halfway through this third period, collected off the wall by Cooper Neal. He'll circle behind the goal. Looking in the slot, doesn't have an option. Up top now for Harrell. He'll walk the line. Stepping around Gilmore as he takes it down deep. Harrell behind the goal, bodied up nicely there by Lapani, who knocks him off the puck and then takes it away with a little bit of help there from Aiden Brenner. Again, Ice Pack can't clear. 9:50 to go. Up the far wall, Brenner, centering pass just missed Paget, who almost had an interception there and a good chance back the other way. Gilmore fails on the dump in. Flames cleared back to neutral ice. Second attempt there from Corwin will get all the way back behind the Liberty cage. Off.
I think Liberty right now dominating offensive zone time. If I had a number to throw off my head, 75-25 this period alone, and I think it's just only going to increase, especially since NC State can't clear it. They keep getting it off of their own sticks, or it's right to a Liberty point man.
Here's Dylan Kent. He'll walk in, takes the shot, doesn't get to the net as it deflects out of play. And another face-off in the NC State end. And you mentioned a lot of offensive zone time for Liberty. One thing I mentioned in our final break at the second intermission that NC State needed to do was protecting the front of the net in that low slot area. They have not allowed much there. The 2 goals coming from out wide for Martin, not much doing inside right now for Liberty, and that's one thing NC State has going for them.
No, they're not. And you just saw that bump Tate Solid gave at the end of that play, I believe, to Matley, and that's exactly why. NC State is getting more physical down there, and we're starting to see the physicality of this game creep back into levels we saw last night.
Dog pile there on the face-off dot. NC State comes away with the puck. Herman, 3 goals already, looks cross ice for Prasma, dropped off there for Sodden. Back up for Corwin on the deflection. Prasma again, across. Herman knocks it down on the far post, but can't steer it on goal. Gifford to the loose puck now. Finds an open Corwin who fans on the shot. Bouncing puck. Prasma flips it out in front through the legs of Herman. Good pressure here from NC State. Finally shot up the ice. Anthony Emmy there for Liberty. He'll be bodied up, but gets through the check. Move to the middle. They score. This time it's Paget. We're tied back up at 4 with 8:34 to go.
Well, when you've got that much zone time in a period, more goals are going to commence. I don't think Liberty was scared after Herman got that goal. Look at the speed. Emmy right to Paget in the slot. There's nothing much Toyer could do there. It's just perfect positioning. 3-on-2 executed to a T from the Flames. We're back tied at 4. This game keeps having twists and turns. You never know what to expect. We still have 8.5 to go, Chris. And just the way this game's gone, it's going to be so hard for NC State to get that next goal, in my opinion. The way Liberty's just been outplayed in this period, it's going to take someone like Zach Herman to get it back.
High slot, loose puck. Thronson unable to corral it. Darlene over on the far wall wins that battle and sends it back into the Liberty zone. Luke Tucker to it. DM throws it off the glass.
And here they go again. Liberty right at the neutral zone. This time NC State able to collect it, but they haven't been able to get good offensive zone time. Right there, they get pinched up, they lose it. Here comes the speed of Liberty to enter the offensive zone.
Owens will sweep it in. State first to it. Lapani backhands it along for Weglars. Looks cross ice, on and off the stick of Nick Shook, and they're going to call it offside. Liberty protests. They didn't think it got out. The official, though, says it hit me when I was out of the zone. So face off on top of the blue
That's
line.
one of those weird technicalities you just kind of hate in that situation. But it's the right call, but it's just, really? You couldn't have moved, or you couldn't have gotten out of the way. I fully side with Liberty there in terms of just being a little bit upset there with the referee.
Liberty controls the face-off. Harrell walking into the zone. Looking to the middle, he'll throw it behind the goal and around. Cooper Neal there. Steers it back into the corner. Martin wins the board battle over Lapani, but Weglars to the loose puck. He'll leave it for a teammate. Played off the wall, up for Shook from Johnson. Shook walking in. First shot stopped. Second try kicked away as well. And then it'll be shoveled out of play by Pollock and NC State will get an offensive zone draw. A couple of big stops there from Selke.
Well, Nick Shook said, you guys got speed, I got speed too. A little dink pass off the boards, beautifully done by Reese Johnson. Took a page out of his brother's book there, and then Shook the other way. Great slow motion look. Couldn't corral it on the second one. Good big save there for Christian Selke to get a big tie up on the draw.
Bronson pokes it back down low. Shot right back out by the Flames, though. Darlene at his own blue line. Pressure from Martin, looking forward. That pass knocked back up ice, where Eric Abate can shoot it in. Ice pack reverse again. Kaufman, cross ice, able to find an open Nick Shook. He'll shoot one over top of the goal. Now Matt Lee. Had a teammate there, but his teammate didn't have a stick. And so NC State's Darlene will clear it back in.
Yeah, Cooper Neal lost his stick, just decided to skate off. It's sitting just above the blue line. Really good forecheck, though, by Nick Shook, turning up the intensity.
Prasma to the loose puck on the wall, looking to fire one on goal. Unable to get good wood on it. And now taken back out by Liberty. Emmy unable to win the race to the puck on the far side. The captain, Herman, absorbs a hit as he centers the puck. NC State, though, caught on a bad change. Here's Matt Lee, fires high and wide. NC State dodges a bullet there. Forward, stretch pass intended for Gifford. It's going to be too long, and they're going to wave off icing at the blue line. Taken away by Herman, looking to sweep one back to the middle. That pass picked off, and now it's back the other way for Liberty. Kaner into the zone. He's got Emmy with him. Crossing, dropped off for Paget. Back over to the open man, and Kaner, his shot didn't get through. NC State with a chance in transition now. Prasma has Gilmore with him, and they're offsides. Or pardon me, Herman. And Herman was just a half step too soon.
Chaos is the way to just describe that. I mean, each end of the ice. Big save from Toyer, though, before that offsides goal. Had to push all the way back to the right. He didn't cover his weak side still coming over that stick side of his, but he still made a pretty big save. There's been 4 by him, yes, but he's also faced now 37 shots, and most of them have come in the second and third periods. It's been a tough task for him. He's done the best that he's been able to do, and I think he's done a good job tonight. Same goes for Selke as well. A lot of goals that he's allowed that have just not been his fault.
Gilmore tied up by Diem in the corner. Puck still being fought for. Diem clears it up the wall. Hops the stick of Sodden. Here goes Lamoureux. Frosch the last one back. Sodden on the back check knocks it loose in an effort to help out. Great play to get back by the defenseman.
That's a great redemption play from Sodden. Mishandle the puck. Go get it back. That's exactly what he did.
NC State back in control. Just over 5 minutes left in this hockey game. Shots favor Liberty 37-28. We're tied up at 4, though.
No penalties this period either. Just goals on the stat sheet right now.
I got a tie up in the corner between Gilmore and Diem. Play continues as Liberty moves it up the right wing. Lamoureux to the high slot. Pestered there. Sends it to the middle, and Tucker's shot is blocked on the way through. Lamoureux, and it's blocked again by Lapani. Tucker across to the near side. Walking in is Vidal. Back up top. Tucker with the shot. That one misses wide of the far post. Works his way around the wall. Taken back by Vidal, pardon me. He'll turn around and leave it for Tucker. 4:34 to go. Across for Pollock. NC State with some tired legs out there. They need to alleviate the pressure, but it'll be held in as Johnson loses a stick. He's going to head off for a change. Ice pack finally clear. And now Liberty will make a change as well.
A lot of lumber out there, and finally,
sale.
yeah, NC State finally able to get some bodies off as well. Herman just hit the ref with a stick, trying to get it off the ice.
Bronson to the loose puck. Pitchforks it back up, but can't clear. Martin takes it back for the Flames. He'll fire away. Big save there by Toyer. Off the glass, it's back out in the slot. Big save made. They'll jam away. Still loose on the side of the goal, and Liberty can't put it home. NC State able to clear. Another great chance for the Flames. They'll walk it back in. Kent, the defenseman who opened up the scoring for Liberty. Leaves it for Neal, who swats it down low. Back up the wall for Neal. They'll shoot it right back in. 3:34 to go now. NC State collects in their own end. Gifford to the middle. Darlene steps out of pressure. He's got space to carry it through the neutral zone. Darlene walking in, poked off his stick though, and Dylan Kent will move it up and out for Anthony Emmy. Emmy to the middle for Paget, poked away from him. Kent with the shot, it rings off the post. Wow, Liberty all over the goal. Emmy with the turnover, and he puts it high on the wrister. Liberty with a lot of pressure here. Gifford touches it around his man, gets pinned to the wall, and NC State needs a change.
That was a fantastic check there for Thomas Cameron, though. Otherwise, Gifford's going the other way by himself.
Sodden with a big hit to jar the puck loose. He'll clear it up and out. This is not going to be icing. Selke out to play it. He'll clear it up the far side for Paget. Into the middle for Kaner. Cross ice, he's got an open teammate in Emmy. Walking in down the left wing. Drops it off for Kaner. Has a couple of men along the blue line. Taken off the wall by Lamoureux. He has to retreat into neutral ice. 2:28 to go now. Lamoureux with speed up that left wing. He'll walk it in, looking to the middle. NC State gets a stick to it. Along the near wall now, they'll fight for it. Owens for Liberty forces his way down into the corner. He'll be knocked off the puck, but not before it's worked out to Tucker. Pinballing through traffic, his shot fought off by Toyer. Centered back out in front, and Brenner steals it away. Approaching the last 2 minutes of this one, Brenner, good hustle play to clear the zone, but right now NC State seems to be doing everything they can to get through regulation. Lamoureux now. Into the middle for Owens. His shot disrupted. Loose on the rebound. Still there, and the shot is blocked by Lapani. Oh, a juicy rebound left by Toyer. 1:42 to go. Diem at the blue line. Played it back down low. It misses Lamoureux, and Weglars will poke it around the wall and out. NC State can't corral the bouncing puck, or they might have had an odd man rush there. But Liberty needs a change. They'll send it in and get that change.
That's a big benefit for NC State. Right now, just survive. Last 90 seconds been all Liberty. They're going to do it again, coming the other way.
Matley knocked off the puck. Paget there to help out. He's going to be bodied up and wrestled down by Lapani. Liberty wanted a call, but it seems like here in this third period, the officials have really decided to let him play, and NC State will ice the puck with 1:07 to go. An offensive zone face-off for the Flames.
Be interesting here if either Tim Healy or Ben Hughes takes timeout, and it's going to be Tim Healy taking the timeout. I was going to say 1:07 left. You might as well use it, especially if you're Tim Healy. The last 2 minutes, Liberty's had about 4.5 expected goals off the top of my head. I don't know how the puck didn't go in any of those times. 3-4 times it hit iron. Several times they had Toyer sprawling out of position, and somehow it didn't find the back of the net. We're going to take a quick look at those saves as well, and they're just getting all over Toyer. Just high and wide off the post, backed out in front, and they're getting all these bounces, and then they just can't find it. Off the post, scramble in front, they get it away. And just no matter what Liberty tried, they couldn't do it. But Chris, 1:07, icing NC State, no substitution. Liberty's going to have an onslaught coming.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you could kind of say is a saving grace for this NC State team right now is, other than the fourth goal that Paget scored, they have not allowed Liberty a lot of space in the middle of the ice. And that's a big reason that this is still a 4-4 hockey game, is because the shots through the middle, the passes through the middle, just space in general is not there in the middle. And that's why Liberty is not getting quite as many good chances as they want, and they haven't been able to add to that total in this third period. So off the face-off, won by Liberty. Kaner from the blue line throws it off the wall, and it's through the legs of Paget and out of the zone. NC State able to clear after a good opportunity left there in the low slot by Liberty. Thronson with a minute left looks to move it out. Herman plays it forward for Gifford. They've got numbers going. Shot on goal. Sticked aside by Selke. They were looking for the rebound, but a good job controlling it by the netminder. Kent walking through the neutral zone. He'll take the shot. Glove save made by Toyer, and he'll hold on for a face-off with 34 seconds to go.
And that's a tough save for Toyer to make, especially at that angle. Kent coming in. It's a tough one, and we're going to get a timeout here from head coach Ben Hughes of the Liberty Flames. But coming the other way, you know, it's an even man rush. Dent just takes it himself right through the middle. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes for Toyer to get over there. We see it happen a lot of time. A goalie tries to get over there. They can't make the big save. But a timeout here from head coach Ben Hughes for the Flames. Wants to talk things over. And I think with 34 seconds left, I think you're just calling a play that you know off the draw. The goal is to win the draw. Saw an eyebrow raise there from Joshua Martin on that bench. Might be something with him.
Yeah, I think if you're Liberty here, like you said, you try and set something up right off the face-off, but the way they've played this entire period, as the energy's certainly not lost for a couple of those young fans up there.
They bringing the most energy in the crowd.
I think if you're Liberty, as long as you can hold the zone here, you're going to give yourselves a really good chance to put one in the back of the net. The most important thing here for NC State, it's almost like the beginning of a power play. You got to win this face-off and get it out of the zone, or else Liberty's going to be able to set up, and they're going to make it really, really tough to keep the puck out of the net. Emmy on the face-off for Liberty up against Holden Kaufman, who wins it for NC State. Spun around behind by Thronson. Plenty of space for Shook. He's going to lift it up and out, trying to find Johnson on the Hail Mary. He'll track it down in the corner. Poked away by Kaner. Sent up the wall where Thronson can keep. 20 seconds to go. Bouncing puck in the slot. Shook can't get the shot away. Thrown back off the side of the goal. Shook with a wrap chance. Stuffed by the goaltender Selke. Still 10 seconds. Darlene pinching in. Has it stolen away. Kent plays it forward for Emmy. 5 seconds to go. Emmy along for Martin. Kent can't get control of it, and the puck will slide over to the far wall, and for the second night in a row, it will take more than 60 minutes to settle things between NC State and Liberty.
Oh, I thought Emmy was going to get a buzzer beater off at the end. He was doing his trademark wait at the red line and just use your speed to get down there. Couldn't get it going. But we've got overtime hockey. Free hockey once again between these two teams, 4-4. Chris, 3-on-3. 5 minutes. I'll let you explain the rest of the rules like I always do. As we have, I believe, our 4th overtime game here at Invisalign Arena this year. We had just one all of last season.
Yeah, we've seen NC State lose in a shootout to the North Carolina Tar Heels. We saw them pick up a win against Penn State, and we saw them lose to Louisville in overtime. Both of those games ending before a shootout. But as you mentioned, overtime is 5 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey. If no goal is scored, it is a 3-player shootout. Best of 3 wins. If you're in the penalty box when time expires in overtime, you're not eligible to shoot.
And last night went to 5 rounds, Chris. I'm going to make some predictions here. Some guys to look out for. Of course, Anthony Emmy, but you also got to look out for Joshua Martin. He's looking for a hat trick tonight for the Flames. Also cannot count out Connor Diem, though. He's been doing a fantastic job tonight. And I think another defensive man, Dylan Kent. I'm sure he's going to be on that first line out there. Maybe not him or McGuire Graham. Could be the other one. But I think Dylan Kent, Anthony Emmy, Joshua Martin, one of those guys might be the hero for Liberty. As for NC State, just going to keep it simple. Zach Herman.
Well, NC State going to put their captain out there to start. Looks like it'll be Herman and Prasma, the 2 forwards, with the defenseman Thronson. We saw this combo score the goal early in overtime against Penn State.
And Army as well. Zach Herman with the goal game winner down there in Fort Liberty against the Black Knights.
On the other side for Liberty, they will also have their captain out there, and number 22, Josh Harrell. Martin will take the face-off. The defenseman is Dylan Kent. NC State controls the draw. Prasma has space through the neutral zone. Cuts back to his left, loses it in his skates. Turnover, and here go the Flames. They've got speed and they've got numbers. Thronson, the lone man back. Kent drags, and the shot blocked by the stick of Thronson. Kent back to the rebound in the corner. Tied up by Thronson, who's knocked down. He'll poke it away with a hand, and then, well, one official down closer to the play said the hand pass was negated. The one further away blew it dead.
Yeah, it was still going to be a hand pass. The right call there. Liberty's bench wanted it too, but 3-on-3, this benefits as DM's going to come in for Liberty right now. This benefits Liberty, the amount of speed they have. They've got Martin out there. They've got Harrell. I'm waiting for them to get Emmy back out there as well with his speed.
4:37 to go in overtime. Herman wins another overtime draw. Harrell in on the forecheck. It'll be knocked loose where Herman can take over. NC State will move forward now. Prasma, pressured by Harrell, trying to spin away from that pressure, protecting the puck. He'll leave it in space for Herman. You can feel the tension in the crowd, too. Floated forward for Prasma. Poked along, but he can't control it. Martin works back the other way. He'll go one-on-one with Weglars. Martin, the shot. Save made by Toyer. That was that spot Martin scored from twice in the third. He'll work it back out, and DM will create space as Liberty needs fresh legs.
Just keep possession right now if you're Liberty. It's all they want. Emmy's out there, just too strong for him of a pass.
Ooh, turned over by Weglars. Kaner, the shot. Save made by Toyer. He'll hold on. Nice play there by Shook initially right off the bench to knock the stretch pass away. Unfortunately, Weglars turned it right back over, but Toyer makes the save.
And that's usually a game-losing turnover. Toyer makes a pretty good save there. Thought the shot selection wasn't bad, could have been a little better, but that's a bad mistake that will lose you this hockey game. Every mistake is just drastically exemplified to a million in overtime.
Nick Shook to it on the left wing. He'll carry it down low. Pollock loses an edge, but Nick Shook overskated the puck. He's back to it. Looking for Kaufman. It's under his stick. Weglars back to it. He'll retreat into the NC State end. Throws it to space for Kaufman. Minute and a half gone here in overtime. NC State getting stuck in their own end again. It gets popped up into the netting. We'll get a stoppage, and Liberty gets an offensive zone draw here.
Yeah, a couple NC State fans, ones we showed before, bringing the energy. They're bringing the rally jackets right now for the Ice Pack. Almost approaching halfway through this overtime period, 3:24 to go. See, Liberty's got that high-scoring line out there. They've got Matt Lee as well as Paget.
And Paget will control it off the draw himself. Walks it back out to the blue line. Squares up, looking for help. Leaves it for Kent. They'll swap places. Shook watching him. Pass to the high slot, misses Paget. NC State will take over. Kaufman forward for Shook. He'll go one-on-one on Paget. Works around him. Shook to the net. He'll run into the goaltender Selke and lose the puck. The Flames carry it back out. Matley with Kent. They've got Paget coming up behind. Left for Kent, top of the circle. Knocked away from him, but the first one there is Paget. He'll walk in, takes the shot, and Toyer knocked down there by Matley, who was tangled up with him. Kent walking high slot, he scores. Game over. Liberty wins it with 2:40 to go in overtime.
And it's Dylan Kent, the game winner. When that line came out, I was going to say this is the line that's going to do it for Liberty. Some action in the crease beforehand. Toyer was able to get set again. They bring traffic in front. I said this Liberty team with space is very, very dangerous. You see Toyer's able to get up. He has time to reset himself. Dent just wide open the front. Exactly how he got that first goal. Waiting, and then he pulls the trigger once he caught Toyer off guard, and he buries home the game winner. Back-to-back heartbreaking losses for the Ice Pack. The Flames get it done 5-4.
It's a tough one if you're NC State, but you got to look back at the fact that early on in the second period, you take a 3-0 lead, and then after that, the Ice Pack outscored 4-1 in the final two periods. It was just a minute in that Gifford made it 3-0, and unfortunately for NC State, they really weren't able to establish any offense outside of that, other than a pretty well-placed shot by the captain, Zach Herman.
It's going to be 7 of the last 10 now that Liberty has won in this battle for the wagon wheel. This is probably the best iteration of this rivalry we've seen in terms of the home-and-home series. 2 straight games that go to overtime, a shootout last night, an overtime winner tonight, and overall fantastic game where we saw 4 goals in the third period, and then, of course, the game winner in overtime.
And it looks like the two teams will get together here as they will present the wagon wheel to the Liberty Flames, as they picked up, of course, the win last night, 3-2 in a shootout, and then 5-4 tonight in overtime. And this is part of what makes this such a good rivalry now, is you've got, as you mentioned, 2 teams that can really compete with each other.
Yeah, you really do. And as Harold takes it right to the bench, we're going to have a group prayer there at center ice, but all in all, a fantastic 2 games in a row for the Liberty Flames. Back-to-back heart-crushing losses for the NC State Ice Pack.
Well, it's tough for NC State to lose the 2 the way that they did, but I think you look at the fact that they put up a really good fight against the Liberty Flames, who are one of the best teams in the region and a perennial power nationally at the Division II level. But that's all we have for you here. We'll be back with post-game as Liberty takes down NC State in comeback fashion, 5-4 in overtime.
My name is Zach Herman. I'm the captain of the NC State Ice Pack, and I was born and raised in the Raleigh area. We are a self-funded program doing our best to represent our university and the local hockey community in Raleigh on a national level.
My name is Alex James, and I'm a senior assistant captain from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The group you're watching out on the ice is a family, and that family does its best to represent you and the rest of the NC State community as best we can each and every day. Some of my top memories from this program include playing in front of over 20,000 NC State fans at Carter Finley, playing in front of over 10,000 NC State fans at Lenovo Center every year, and getting to play in front of a packed house every Friday night at Invisalign Arena.
We welcome and appreciate all your support along the way. Go Pack!
From the top of D.H. Hill Library, Don Diablo.
Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. NC State. Think and do.
Final score here at Invisalign Arena is Liberty 5, NC State 4 in overtime. Chris Lehman and Nick Perazzi back with you post-game. And Nick, we talked about it before going to break. NC State had this one in hand. 3-0 lead early in the second period. They got outscored 4-1 after that.
Second straight, or not the second straight. I'm really actually say second straight home rivalry game that they've had. It's the second game all season where they've had a 3-goal lead at some point during the game and lost the game. 4-1 against UNC at the very end of the first period. They lose that game in overtime in a shootout. Tonight, 3-0 over Liberty. They give up the wagon wheel, 5-4 Liberty. The only lead that they had all day was when the buzzer sounded and Kent made the game-winning goal at the end. Roman Lamoureux with the wagon wheel showing it off to the band at the end. If you're NC State, and that's got to frustrate you, that's got to sync with you, and it's got to anger you for the future of these next couple of games, not only against Liberty, but in the future of, you got some more rivalry games coming up against Virginia Tech next week, UNC the week after, and then the Governor's Cup against the Tar Heels as well.
You take the words right out of my mouth there, Nick. Tough schedule coming up. Home series with both Virginia Tech and North Carolina. I believe the Governor's Cup technically considered a home game at the Lenovo Center for UNC, so you have to shake it off. But I think if you're NC State, as you mentioned, you got to find a way to hold on to these leads, and it really wasn't necessarily the discipline tonight. It got away from them a bit in the second period, and it did cost them one goal, but in the end, it was even strength goals that Liberty was able to find in the third period.
And you said it so much, Chris, and you are absolutely right of how you said it. NC State let Liberty own the middle. They did. Liberty had their way with the middle of the ice right in front of the slot against Isaac Toyer. Sure, 2 of those goals by Logan Martin were not the prettiest of goals to let up. They were good snipes from, tough angles away, but they weren't in the middle. But Liberty just had so many chances in the middle. All 3 of their other goals came in the middle. The 2 from Kent towards the end, especially. The first one he had was just a waiting pattern for Isaac Toyer to mess up. And the last one, get Isaac Toyer off his line, catch him off guard, go home with the wagon wheel. That's exactly what happened. Liberty out-physicaled them right in the middle of the ice, and it showed towards the end of the game. And it's the reason why they got the win tonight, 5-4.
Well, I do think if you're a fan looking for a silver lining, it's not necessarily a moral victory for NC State as a team, but you do force overtime against the number 2 team in the region twice. That is going to help in the rankings without a doubt, and NC State has a chance again next week. I'm not sure if we're going to get new rankings and see if things change. Right now, Virginia Tech 4th in the region. They've been white hot. You got 2 games against them, and it's a team that NC State feels like they can match up with well and can beat.
Yeah, they definitely can. And this Liberty team, like we said at the top of the hour, their record, you might look at it on paper and say, how are they number 2? It's the quality of teams that they played. And if you're NC State, hang your hat on. You took one of the best teams in the region, one of the best teams in D2 hockey, one of the best programs overall in ACHA hockey, to back-to-back overtime games, 1 shootout loss. You were in it to the end, but today's just got to be frustrating. Now you got to go next week. You got to play the leader in all of D2 hockey in points, and Gavin Peduzzi for the Virginia Tech Hokies. It's going to be a quick turnaround. A lot of film study, I think, for the Ice Pack as well. And a little bit of soul searching as well towards the end in terms of just physicality and playing to their strengths.
Well, NC State will turn the page. They have Virginia Tech next weekend. We'll be right back as we wrap things up with head coach Tim Healy. Unable to catch up with head coach Tim Healy here after a 5-4 overtime loss to the Liberty Flames. But, Nick, as we wrap things up here, final thoughts on the series for NC State. Close but not quite both nights.
Just speechless. Honestly, if you're NC State, you just got to be speechless the way that this game transpired. You thought you were done and over with this shenanigans, if you will, in terms of blowing these late leads, having these mistakes pile up and cost you these games, and it rears its ugly butt again. Back-to-back nights, the major penalties last night, the plenty of penalties they took that gave Liberty momentum last night to tonight. 5-minute major power play cut down in half because of you take a penalty yourself and then no shots the rest of the 225 you have on that major. That's not how you win hockey games. It really isn't. Liberty's a very good team. I think NC State really just right now, they just need to look at themselves and say, can we hang with the big boys? Because they definitely can. That scoreboard right over there says 5-4. The question is, can they beat the big boys? Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. Are they a good team or are they a bad team? They've got 2 games left here at Invisalign Arena to prove so, against Virginia Tech and UNC. And I know that the one they want is the Governor's Cup. It's been 2 years since they've won it. I know they're going to want that one, but you got to take it one game at a time.
Well, as I said before the last break, NC State will turn the page. They've got a tough home-and-home series with the Hokies from Virginia Tech next weekend. Final count tonight, though, at Invisalign Arena. In overtime, Liberty 5, NC State 4.